Panther Nation, what's good? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
Y'all know what it is. I'm your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. Come on. One time, aka Tony Two Fans. Don't forget the name. Cuz, what's happening?
What's good, cuz?
I can't call him, man. Trying to shake a little honey from the tree. That's about it.
Hey, I
What's
feel you.
happening with you?
Oh, nothing much, y'all. Nothing much. Tired, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired. I woke up this morning, felt like a dump truck hit me, dog. We had a cookout for my twins. Their birthday is Wednesday, so we had a cookout for them this weekend, and was up moving this around, moving that around, trying to get the yard right, trying to grill out, cook on the barbecue. I mean, just all kind of stuff. Just moving. My daggone watch was like, all right, bro, you got too many steps. Put me on the charge. I'm tired. I'm tired of tracking all your steps.
Oh, gone. I feel you. Hey, I've been busy all weekend too, ever since Friday. The wife goes back to school tomorrow, so we're
Mm,
ripping and running, getting things for our classroom and stuff like that. So back and forth from the school to the store, school to the store. So yeah, brother tired, man. Our brother
I
is
feel you.
tired.
I
But
feel you. I
hey,
feel you.
look like the Carolina Panthers scored their first touchdown this weekend, dog. What up
Man,
with
hey, hey,
it?
let
What
me
up?
tell you, that was wild. And if y'all saw the thumbnail, we're going to talk about the preseason game from last night. And since we haven't been on since the joint practice, we're also going to recap the joint practice, from my perspective. I know a lot of people have
Right.
already talked about that, probably, in depth, but we haven't. So here we are, and we're gonna get into it today. But yeah, man.
Okay.
Hey, but if you're new to the channel, welcome as always. We appreciate you being here. Please, 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 if you would hit that subscribe button, like the stream, follow us over on Twix. That's a mixture of Twitter and X, as we like to call it, at Two Fans ITS. And you can catch us at all social media. Hold on, I get it. Hold on one. Catch us
Oh,
at all
okay.
social media right here at Two Fans in the Stands. All right. And Nervash, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. We appreciate it. So I can
Appreciate
understand
Nerve
why they are
Ash.
sitting the starters, but it's still frustrating. Watch almost every other team with starters in preseason. You know what? That is a good point. That's a good point, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But as always, brother, appreciate the $5 super chat. We thank you for it. We will
Appreciate
put
you,
it
my
towards
guy.
you to make the channel better. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All
Yes,
right, so let's
sir.
go ahead and get into the other comments for the good people that are here as well. All right. Mad chatter. Yes. Thumbs up, everybody. Go ahead and get the stream and like if you're in here.
What's up, Mad
I
Chatter?
never we scored our first touchdown since last December, last night. Hey, that's crazy.
Facts.
That is crazy. And it was funny because I saw the comment come up and I was like, I'm talking and thinking at the same time. I'm like, damn, that is the first touchdown we've scored in a hell of a long time. A really,
Yeah.
really, really long time. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, hey, that's wild. Antonio McClanahan, what's going on? He said, "What's up,
What's up,
CJ? Antonio, how you
Antonio?
doing, boy?" Oh, here we go. Doug, what's up, Douglas? He said, "Relaxing Sunday. Let's see what you guys takeaways from last night." Uncle Jerome and Uncle Bernie. Hold up. Let me get. Yeah.
Hey, but hey, for you guys that follow Doug over at What's Up, Doug, don't forget he has a new sponsor. He has a sponsor with SeatGeek, but there's another new sponsor on the horizon. It's called Booty Wave. Okay, so sponsor the Booty Wave hair products by What's Up, Doug. Okay, that that
All
should
right.
that should
When,
get him on. That should get him on.
ooh, boy, when I tell you, you got me on that one. I did not see that one coming at all.
Yeah,
At all. Oh, he gonna get you. Oh, he gonna
that's all
get you.
right.
Yeah, shots
That's
fired.
all right.
Hey.
Oh, I got the barrel loaded.
Oh, hey, B. Amos, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Oh, super sticker. We appreciate y'all. I mean, we appreciate you, B. Amos. Thank you for the
Appreciate it, BA.
$5 super chat. I can't even talk right now. Boy, Lord have mercy. Boy, hold on. Let me get through these comments so I can
Yeah,
drop this link so Doug come over here and get your black
yeah.
ass.
I already sent it to him.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I
Got you.
sent it to him.
All right. Yes, Antonio. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share the stream, please. Nakari said, I've seen enough. Start the season. Also find a way for Damani Richardson to make this team.
Facts.
One of them vet safeties gotta go. You know what?
Fact.
You know
Hey,
what? You're probably not you're not wrong.
I don't think nobody saw this as potentially being the deepest room on the team thus far. When the
Hmm.
offseason started, heading into free agency in the draft, I don't think nobody saw this as potentially the deepest room at this point of the season right now, with the preseason. And that safety position is
Yeah.
looking real good back there. Now that's what you call some good competition, because this guy, Demani Richardson, was a former 4-star recruit, went to Texas A&M, and then get undrafted. Now he comes out 3 picks in 1 week. So
Hmm. Yep. Exactly. All right. Let me see. Doug said at the car. 3 names for me: Smith Jr., Richardson, and Dylan Johnson. Okay. Hey
yeah,
Marshall, what's going on? Same thing, didn't year with this team. Oh, same thing, different year with this team. Got
yeah,
you. Okay. Yeah, well, you know what? You know what? That's the case right now, but I'm hoping that there is, there's I think there's a plan. Okay. And like I was saying,
yeah,
I told Tony this behind the scenes, you know, I think Canales and them have a strategy. They got something that they got going on that they're doing, and I think especially now that the fans are not at every practice, I think they're gonna turn it up a little bit. Kick it in the on the overdrive. But yeah, but thank you
yeah.
for the comment, A Marshall. See, Rock Jones, what's up? He said, "What's good, cousin? Still
What's
waiting to
up,
see
Rock?
XL play." Hey, you and us both. Hey, XL said he wanted to play in the preseason. He said he wanted to play. So whether he does or not next weekend against the Bills, yet to be seen. So we'll see.
Right.
Let me see. Anybody got a video to audio delay? I don't know yet on the car. I don't know. Let's see. I have a feeling if everyone stays healthy this week, the fan base will get their wish and be able to see some starters in Buffalo. Hopefully,
Hope so. Hope,
hopefully
because
there was a whole lot of people.
Dave Canales did mention in his press conference, because someone asked him, was Bryce Young going to play at all this preseason? And he alluded to something that I brought up a couple weeks ago. You're not going to see Bryce Young unless the whole first team offense is able to play. There's no need of putting him out there, and you got bits and pieces missing on the offensive line, in, wide receiver room, or what have you, but especially on the offensive line. So if those first five starters aren't out there, you won't see Bryce Young.
Okay. All right. Bet. Let me see. The Carolina Panthers Pride podcast. Oh, Mr. T Money, what's going on?
It's Mr.
He said,
T
I do
Money.
like the mentality of going to get the TD. Yes.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I can't lie, I saw bits and pieces of the game because I was running back and forth, manning the grill and running in here trying, trying to eat, trying to catch some of the game and running back outside. So, we had a lot of people here for a cookout. But yeah, I did see that, and we'll get into that in a second here.
Yeah.
Slick Vic, what's going on? So what's happening, fellas? All right, let me see Doug and them. They booty wave is nasty work. Oh my goodness, yo. Let me say, I can't wait for Doug to join up on this one, boy.
Yeah. I
Bobby
I
Digital, what's
can't
going
wait.
on?
I can't wait neither, so I can show his new product that he's endorsing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, continue.
All right, Bobby Digital. Let me tell you, I would shut your whole screen off.
Yeah, okay.
Bob, Bobby Digital. Canales said Sydney played because they don't have much depth. If it doesn't work out, we will roast him this season. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, let me tell you,
Yeah. People will
yeah,
roast him.
I, everybody out there that knows the word of prayer, y'all please pray for the health of our starters, because if something happens to multiple starters this year, it's gonna be rough going. It's going to be rough going. Going to be
Yeah.
rough going. If we have one here and there, I think would be okay. But our depth is an issue. It is an issue. You know, just their play. Some of them are coming in. One guy had got in at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and the other night on the offensive line, I think it started playing. So it's what it is for right now. Let me see.
Mhm.
Gilmore to the Vikings done, and that hurts. Hey, you know what? Team Money, I'm gonna come back to you in a second. I did see that this morning when I got up. Let me see. Hey, Marsh, I disagree. It's plenty different. Okay.
All
Ah,
right.
Pastor Pope Pod. I'm gonna say Panthers Pope Podcast. What's up, Prime? How you doing, big dog? What's going on with you, player?
What's up, Prime?
Yeah. Let me see. Doug said, "Okay, Uncle Bernie trying to shoot the clip early. Trust me, I'm coming. I hope he is ready." Okay, all right. Let me see. Merkville 26. How you doing? Says just
What's up,
preseason. The
Merc?
fans are still tripping, being negative. The coaches are clearly seeing who are the best depth pieces. I'm cool with them not playing the starters. Keep them healthy. Keep pounding. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Hey, but
Gotcha. Gotcha.
listen, I know I was busy since Friday, but let me tell you something. Twix has been off the chain. There's been all type of Twitter beefs between Panther fans and Jets
Mm-hmm.
fans. There's been beef amongst Panther fans. It's like I'm like, wow, like I've seen some of the craziest arguments. It just been wild, man. I'm like, dog, it's just preseason. It's just preseason. And
Yeah.
my only thing is, if people are truly interested in seeing Bryce Young at his best, right? With all the negativities, with all the negatives that we put upon Bryce last year, with the offense, the head coaching, the coordinator, the play calling, all that, why not wait until the offense is 100% healthy, meaning the offensive line? Why not wait till the offensive line is 110% healthy? Because no matter if he played in preseason game one, two, or three, you're not going to see the offense in its full totality until you play in the regular season. The preseason primarily is to let these guys that's been balling the past 2 weeks get their opportunity to shine, to build up their resume, to put something out on tape. If all the starters would have been playing and things like that, and even some of the backups, there's guys like Damani Richardson that probably wouldn't have got on the field, and we probably wouldn't have seen what he's able to do. There's guys that's like T.J. Smith that we wouldn't have gotten to see what he has done the past 2 weeks. So there's a reason. I guess you could say a method behind the madness as to why last week there was only he sat out 31 players, and this week it was 38 players, starters and potential backups. Let these younger guys that are trying to build a resume and trying to get a spot on the team and make a name for themselves, give them a moment to shine, but at the same time getting our veterans and our core players healthy.
Okay. All right. Bet. 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 Let me see. I don't necessarily know how to say that name, but Biv. I'm just call you Biv.
Back
Said
back back
since,
in Bev.
oh,
Back,
okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Since
that's what
Gilmore
I'm going
signed,
with.
what do you guys think as a Dory Jackson as QB2? And then he always said he says again, don't expect him to want 10 million a year. But the thing is, we only have $6 million in cap. Okay, so my thing, he may not want 10 million. What is he going to want? Is it going to be a situation where Brant Tillis can get him a really cheap, say a multi-year contract? Okay, first year is really cheap, but it's like it has a lot of incentives in it. Workout bonuses, playing
Mm.
time, tackles, interceptions, or whatever. Maybe something like that. They're probably working on something, but what that is, don't know yet. But I just want to say, I was right about Gilmore. He wasn't coming here.
Yeah.
And they said the
Yeah, you're
Panthers
right.
made him an offer. The Panthers made him an offer before he went to the Vikings. I don't know what that offer was, but I can guarantee you it wasn't that 10 million that the Vikings got. Like I said, the Panthers have $6 million in cap, and unless they're working behind the scenes to, to free up something somewhere, I don't know if Gilmore didn't like, what they were trying to offer to him, you know. But hey, like I said, I just want to
Wait,
say I was right. That's all.
no, you're right. I was leaving that 2% chance that he would come to Carolina because as of last Wednesday he hadn't signed with Minnesota. Last time we went live, but
Hmm.
as far as with Dory Jackson is someone that we mentioned a couple months ago when we was doing free agents signings and things like that. And he was one of the cornerbacks that I thought Carolina should look into as possibly bring in. He's younger than Stephon Gilmore, he's faster. I'm talking about the guy that got 4.3 speed. Like I don't know what his speed is now, but
What up, Marcos?
fast is fast. He's an aggressive corner. He could play press man. Is he Stephon Gilmore? No, but he's still a good young durable corner. And someone made a good point on Twix earlier. They was talking about, well, Stephon Gilmore is 34 years old. He's probably not worth the 10 million or $7 million guarantee of the 10 million that Minnesota gave him. I kind of looked at that. I was like, that depends. You know, who you ask, but you talking about a 5-time Pro Bowler. He may not be the Stephon Gilmore of old. You know what I'm saying? But he's still above average corner, especially when you're talking about playing the QB two position.
Uh-huh.
So I guess, like I said, it depends on who you ask about the Stephon Gilmore thing, but there are other corners still out there in free agency that can potentially sign. You got J.C. Jackson, Othello Witherspoon, Dory Jackson, Xavier Howard probably wants about the same. Xavier Howard probably wants the same amount that Stephon Gilmore just got, or maybe even more because of his credentials. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's still some valuable veteran cornerbacks that can come in and provide depth because I believe Anthony Brown hurt his thumb in the game last night. So again, that's someone that you just brought in that played a little bit. Now he has a potential thumb injury.
Well, I'll be damned. Hey, what's up, Fed? Now look at his comment. He said, "I got two takes. If some of my starters get hurt, then at least we have our draft picks. And lastly, Gilmore for not wanting to play for us, greedy motherfucker." Hey, what's up,
Wow.
Fed?
What's up?
Hey, you know what? And
Well,
me personally, I think it's deeper than just the money. You know what I mean?
yeah. You
That's
think
just
so?
my thought.
At this at this
I think so.
at this point in time in his career, he's on the back end of his career. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So if you know at some point that you're going to be on your way out, why not maximize as much money that you can get? And it looked like he's doing like on a per year basis because I think his last three contracts are basically like his last 3 years in the league have been like 1 year deals with different teams. Am I not correct? 'Cause I know he was in Dallas 1 year.
Hmm.
Um, he was with Carolina half a year. Who did he went to some? He went somewhere else, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I know, like within the past 3 years, he hasn't been with no particular team more than 1 year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, whatever the case, whatever the
Right.
case. All right. Let me catch up. Go through these comments. Bobby Digital. He's talking to Nakari.
What's
Look,
up, Bob?
look, they going back and forth. Slade Vic said, I knew he wasn't going to play him because in the preseason game after he got a look of the starters during joint practice. Yep.
That's right,
Hey, look,
Slick.
you are correct. This team needs to work on penalties. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
We have
yes,
too
they
many
do.
damn penalties. We have had a crap ton of penalties in both of these preseason games.
Did how
Yes,
many they
yes,
have
they
last
did.
night?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I know I ain't got my page pulled up here. But
I
I
think
know
they
there
did
was some
they I think Dave said 6.
yeah, there was a few holding penalties. There was quite a few holding penalties. I
Okay.
want to say it was I know it was a pass interference on somebody on defense. Like I said, I was
The
hopping in here
card said they
back and
had
forth.
10.
Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha,
Wow.
gotcha, gotcha.
Okay.
10 penalty. Okay, hey, the Colts. That's what it was, Tony. The Colts.
Okay.
Okay, Gilmore.
That's
Yeah.
right. Gilmore was with the Colts. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Dylan? He said he missed Doug. Yes, CJ. Yeah. Let me tell you that's my buddy, man. It was cool to have him here for the day, man. But he had to go home. All right. Well, Tony, let's go ahead and get into a little bit, man. I mean, we've kind of talked about it, a lot already. But the preseason game, let's go ahead and get that out the way.
Okay.
Like I said, now for me, I watched the start of it, and I think Canales is sticking to what he said about how he's going to be stubborn with the run game. Because I want to say
Right.
the first two plays, were runs by Mike Boone, and overall, it was another kind of a defensive snooze fest as a game. We held the Jets to 5 field goals. We had let me see. Well, we had two, and then we had that touchdown really late. But let me see. Oh wow. Wow. Oh man,
Oh my
Doug. Hey,
god.
hey, get him, Doug. Wow. Okay. All right. You know what?
Oh wow.
Nah, look,
Oh my
hey,
god.
everything is still in place. We good. I got it. That is funny. That is funny. Hey,
Oh
and Slick
man.
may say Dylan Johnson was running strong out there. Yes, after I went back and looked at the stats, I mean, Dylan Johnson was the was really the game for us. To be perfectly honest with you, I think he had 83 yards rushing. We
83
had
yards,
100
yeah.
we had 100 as a team, and that last drive was the Dylan Johnson drive. And I caught the last two plays of it, but I went back and looked at the play summary on ESPN. And when we got the
Right.
ball back after they kicked that field goal, we got the ball back. He was the entire drive. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't know how many people gonna take it, but as far as the running backs, I like Mike Boone. I like Mike Boone, but I would not be mad at the Panthers if they kept Dylan Johnson, on the roster to start the season and maybe put Mike Boone on the practice squad or whatever. Because I
Mhm.
think in Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders, Raheem Blackshear, and Mike Boone, you have a lot of the same type of running back, especially
I was
Sanders,
going to say that.
Blackshear, and Boone. Okay.
Yeah.
Dylan Johnson is kind of a back that we don't really have. Bigger back, might potentially be more of a power back. And he
Mhm.
runs, he runs like somebody's chasing him.
Yeah.
He gets it. Especially on that touchdown at the end of the game. He ran into the line, got hit by old buddy, bounced off of him, and then carried about three people over the goal line. So I do
Mm.
think that's a position, a type of the running back position that we haven't had in Carolina in a minute is a true, like power back. Okay. Now,
Right.
mind you, I think Chuba can get you short yards, but only if the offensive line makes every block correctly. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Chuba is not that
Right.
person that's going to hit the defender one on one, run them over, and carry them 2 or 3 yards. I think Dylan Johnson may have the potential to be that type of back, and I stress, potential. So we'll see. But like I
Mm.
said, that's just my opinion. I think they should keep him on the roster and see what he can do.
Well, during the when we were doing mock drafts and things like that, that is one person that me and Dub both were pounding the table for, hoping that we had the opportunity to draft them later on in the rounds. I think maybe like 5 or 6 mock drafts that we did. I had Dylan Johnson in like the 6th and 7th round when he was available. I kind of followed not him, but I saw enough games of him in the Pac-12, following Colorado last year, and I seen what he can do as far as being a power back, a workhorse, somebody that can tote the load, get you 3, 4, 5 yards of carry when need be. So I'm glad he's here now. And just like you said, you need another back besides Chuba Hubbard that can potentially get you those 3 or 4 or 5 extra yards, because Raheem
What's
Blackshear
up, Twan?
and Miles Sanders aren't those type of backs. You know what I mean? What's up,
Mm-hmm.
Twan?
Yeah, I got you. Hey, Dylan said Chuba on a contract year 2. Yes, he is. Yes,
Yes, he
he is.
is. Yes,
Dylan,
he
Dylan
is.
on a rookie deal. Now, mind you, I don't think there's no way that I don't think there's any risk to Chuba being running back 1. But hey, keep Dylan Johnson around. Like you said, come next year, Chuba want too much money. Hey, you got an undrafted free agent there. See what we can do with him. Let me see. SC Pace, what's up, man? How you doing? Said Trevor Wallace balled
What's up,
out.
SC?
From what I read, he did look good. I think he was not first in tackle. I think he was either second, third in tackles last night. Surprisingly, Jamie Robinson led us in tackles last night.
Jamie Robinson was led us in tackles. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you,
Hmm.
he must have been hearing some stuff, because I have been hearing a lot of people mention his name lately. A lot of people mentioning his name. But
Yeah.
yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and do this right here. Okay, let me see. All right,
Duh.
Steve Douglas, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Did heard him calling me.
Huh?
Say it again,
Did he
though.
cut out?
Yeah. I said that Dr. Whoopi Cushion called me this morning.
Oh, not Dr. Whoopi Cushion.
Dang.
Look,
Wow.
I tell I tell you what. I'll put my whoopee
Wow.
cushion up against your booty wave skull cap. But how about it?
Wow. Yo, Doug, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So Janelle is in on the other side of this wall. And when you said Dr. Whoopi Cushion, all I heard was her holler over there.
Look, I told him. Now,
Oh God.
shut up. Now we could up enough. I quit
No,
too.
I'm never being quiet. So you ain't gotta worry about that. I ain't never
Oh
being
my
quiet.
goodness.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go ahead and get
man.
into this because this is a topic on this TV down. My apologies, y'all.
Hmm.
Running back room is too deep. It's a good problem, but it's a bad problem.
Hmm.
Um, what I mean by that is I want Mike Boone, and I think remember I told you I got Mike Boone's autograph because you know the
Hmm.
reason why I got it. And I didn't expect him to play like he did on Saturday. Tony made a good point. Dylan Johnson was a young man that we talked about. He had top, and he also coaching staff when Washington had their day.
Hey,
Um,
your audio going in and out.
okay, hold on. Can you hear me now?
SC Pace said first time Jameer Robinson has been run. He didn't even say his name. SC ain't giving him no respect. He ain't say his name right.
He called him Jameer.
Tony, can
Go
y'all hear
ahead,
me now?
Doug.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Doug.
I was saying a player I think that's gonna really have a lot of problems is gonna be Blackshear. I really thought Blackshear was gonna make it. Where CJ we were talking about, he has not been able to really get any type of reps when it comes to practice or game. And the way Dylan Johnson, I think he finished off with 83 yards in that last run when he had a
Mm-hmm.
burst. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
saw something that I needed to see. Um, like I said, it's a good problem, but it's a bad problem at the same time because Chuba will practice this week. Miles Sanders, it's a resurgence. Then um, um, Jonathan Brooks. Then you got a Mike Boone, a Blackshear, and a Dylan Johnson. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Again, are you going to
Mm-hmm.
hold four? Are you going to hold four running backs? Then that means you got to cut back on the wide receiver tight end room. It's a good
Yeah.
problem to have, but like I said, the thing Dan Morgan, we think Dan Morgan's, having sleepless nights now, probably with this roster. Wait till he has to cut it down to 53-man roster. And you don't want another team to get a player that you're wanting to develop. Like as much love that I have for Blackshear, I would say cut him, but it's gonna hurt me saying that because Dylan Johnson is a rookie and you can mold him. That's the
Yeah.
hard part for me.
Mm,
Okay. All
mm.
right. Hey, well, you know what? We have a plethora of guests with us today. Let me go ahead and add everybody in one by one. All right. We have Pastor Pope Primecast, PPP. All right. The biggest Jamie Robinson fan in the world, Mr. Twan Don. How you doing?
Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
Hey,
What's up, bro? What's going on?
What's going on? Mr. Nick Tri-State in the building. How you
What's
doing?
happening? What's happening, fellas?
All
Hey,
What's
right.
good,
What's
Jamie.
What's
happening,
good,
Nick?
Pastor No
Hey,
Sleeves?
hey, Jamie
Hey,
Robinson was
hey.
flying all over the place.
Yep.
Hey, don't get Twan too happy.
Let me just make this real correlation real quick. I'll be
Please.
done with the Jamie Robinson thing. But I heard a lot of noise last year. Everybody, what's your guy doing? What's your guy doing? Your guy is not looking good. Twan Boom. I'm like, he ain't playing. They ain't
He
put him in the game
developing.
yet.
He
He just
developing.
developing. He just got here. I said, just wait and see. So y'all saw. I'm done.
You know who he reminds me of? Y'all remember that cat on Arizona, Dion Buchanan? He was like an undersized linebacker. They had him playing linebacker.
Oh
He
yeah,
played like
yeah. I remember Deion Buchanan. Yeah,
yeah, he played like him, bro. He reminded me of him. When I was watching him yesterday, I was like, he reminds me of him.
but
Hey, hey,
Deion
hey, hey, Dougie.
Deion Buchanan was that hybrid
Hybrid, yeah, he was a hybrid. Yep.
safety, type corner. Possibly, he was like a
Linebacker.
tweener.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was like a tweener. Like you really didn't know where to play him. All you knew that he was a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dougie.
Go ahead. I already know. I know
Yeah,
you mad
you,
at
you,
me.
you already know what time it is,
I
man.
already know
Like,
you mad at me, but it was hard for me to say. It's the honest truth. It was the honest truth, and I hate saying it.
nah, man. Blacks, you don't drop Blackshear. You don't drop a key component to the special teams and
That's
possibly
right.
the running back,
So,
committee, to
so hold on,
develop
real quick,
someone
PPP.
who's
I'm
a
gonna put
who's
a
a hit or
name out there,
miss.
and you saw it yourself. If
Yeah.
if it was a strong if it was a strong name, why was David Moore getting more looks in practice and in games?
Hold,
You said,
hold on. Don't hold on. Don't answer that. Don't answer that question, Prime, because I got him right here.
go ahead.
Last week and this week, of all the players that Dave Canales held out potential the starters and potential backups, was
Mm-hmm.
it David Moore or Raheem Blackshear?
It was Raheem Blackshear, but that's fine though, Tony. That's fine.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So he's healthy. They held him out for a reason. And
Right.
if I'm going off of what Dave Canales said about holding out the starters and potential backups so they can get a clearer picture of all the other guys fighting for roster spots, that leads me to believe that Raheem Blackshear is safe.
Yeah, and
Raheem's
I'm actually
safe
with
because of his
Nakari.
ability to kick return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
T Money,
eh,
what's
eh,
up, dog?
What's up,
What's
T
up? What's
Money?
up? What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
What up?
Go ahead,
I'm actually with
PPP.
Nakari. When it comes down to this, because if you want to get rid of anybody, get rid of Miles Sanders. Like he may have some trade
No.
value, or to some extent or whatever.
To me, that's
Maybe
more of
around.
my issue. I know a lot of people got issues with the starters not playing. My issue is more so with the backups not playing because now we can't really see the difference in guys. Like, is Dylan Johnson and Mike Boone better than Miles Sanders at this point? And then with
Mm.
Plummer playing so bad, we don't really get to see the wide receivers separate each other either.
You
Facts.
said
Big
is
facts.
Miles Sanders better than Mike Boone right now?
And then and Dylan Johnson.
I think they
Yeah.
are better than him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Miles Sanders would even be in that conversation. But if you want to talk about Mike Boone as opposed to Dylan Johnson, like CJ just mentioned, when you talking about keeping Mike Boone, that's like Raheem Blackshear and Miles Sander, all three are the same type back. So what we talked about, or a lot of Panther fans were talking about last year, was that we don't have a power back. We don't have somebody that can get that 4th and 1 or that 3rd and 2 or that can move the pile. So now we got a running back that can do that exact thing. Why not try to help him or see if he can find a place on this team? Because I don't think people have the faith in Chuba Hubbard. Like, I ain't gonna say we
What?
should.
Hold on.
I- I'm I'm saying it's Chuba Hubbard. I'm talking about Chuba Hubbard being a power running back.
He is
And
a power running back.
he's not a
Mm,
strictly power running back like Dylan Johnson.
Okay,
mm.
Look at Bobby
ask
Davis.
the
Look at Bobby Davis. Look
ask
at
the
Bobby
dudes that
Davis
had to
power.
tackle him last year.
Let's ask
Yeah,
Look
Chuck
at
I
Clark
seen
look.
who.
Bobby. I seen
Hey, let's
Bobby's
ask.
comment.
Let's ask
Forfeit
Chuck Clark
inches,
who just
fourth
lit
and
him
one.
up.
You hand it off to Chuba. You confident? That's a first
Yeah,
down.
Chuba can
Hell
do it.
no. Hell
He
no.
ran through people all year last year. I mean, look,
We gave
look.
we
That's
gave it to him on
that's
4th and 1 against Atlanta, and we turned the ball over.
that's one play. So that's one play, Nick. So look. Ask the guys who had to tackle him last year. Then,
I think people have
well,
flipped totally too far
Yeah,
now on Chuba. We just
n-
now 1 year. We 1 year removed from slip Chuba. Whenever he
Nah,
run,
no,
he
no,
slip.
two
Slip and
years removed. To
slide
be
Chuba.
honest
We
with you,
only 1 year from that. I think
no,
now we
two,
flipping too
two
hard the other
years.
way.
hey,
yo,
Twan.
is my mic too loud?
Yeah, you
Little
sound like
bit.
you
Yeah.
sound like
Yeah. A
you done
little
ate
bit.
it.
Because I've been saying it all offseason and then nobody want to listen. I thought I
Hold
thought
on, let me.
Canales really want to save Miles Sanders and try to get his career back on track.
I think you will this year. But all I'm saying is I'm not. Well, let me rephrase that. Maybe because I shouldn't say it like that because the one knock that I had on Chuba Hubbard coming out of Oklahoma State was that he wasn't a contact balanced runner. Like whenever you saw Chuba Hubbard getting out those yards, it's because the holes were wide open. He didn't show me anything as far as being able to withstand contact. Now, over the years that he has been in Carolina, he has progressed, in my opinion, and got better at that. As long as as well as far as getting better with his hands. I'm just saying, if something was to happen to Chuba, what other power back do we have on the roster to do the things that Chuba did last year? So I'm saying if you're gonna keep 4 running backs, why not have 2 power backs and then you have two
Mm-mm.
all purpose backs like Miles Sanders and Raheem Blackshear. I guess I should have said
So
it like that because
can I respond to
yeah,
that? So I don't
yeah, go
think
ahead.
they're gonna. Look, I don't think. I mean, the new guy that y'all saw. I mean, I don't think he's gonna. He's not gonna make the team. I think they're gonna run with the 3 running backs. The guy we just got, Chuba's on contract. Miles is on contract. I mean,
Hmm.
that's not going away. They're not gonna get rid of either one of those guys, man. So if that guy was to stay, it would be on special teams or on the practice team. They probably keep him on the practice team in case something happens to one of those guys in that rotation. That's the only way I see him on the team is on the practice team. It's just that
Yeah,
those 3 guys are set. We just drafted a guy. He ain't going nowhere. You got Chuba. Chuba ain't going away in the contract, and he balled out last year. And I
that's
already
true.
said Chuba is my pick. Chuba is my pick to have the best season on our team this year, bro. And then you got Miles Sanders. We don't like the contract, but he's under contract. We
Hmm.
can't keep that on creating black money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with
I'll
those
vouch
3
that.
running backs being there, it's just, those guys ain't moving. The
So
Boone
you
or
don't
whoever
think?
he might.
So you saying
Hey,
three? You don't think Raheem even making the team?
nah, Ryan Blackshear ain't making the team no more unless he on special teams. You can't see
Mm.
the one thing I like about Canales is he's not doing the old things we used to do.
Shh, Ariana, shh.
So who you
He's
got
like,
returning
look,
kicks?
I don't know who they gonna put out there to return because you know what I'm saying. Like, because I would say ISM, but ISM they ain't looking good in preseason.
I
Yeah, it
think
ain't looking good from
ISM
the
gonna
He
whole
make
might
it.
field.
not make the team either.
Nah, I think ISM is
Well,
safe.
let me say something to
I
that real
think
quick because
ISM might get cut.
I don't think that the
I think they
Panthers
like David Moore
would
over
hold, hold
ISM.
on, hold on,
Mm.
Hold on,
hold
T
on,
Money.
T Money. Let PPP go.
yeah, I don't think the Panthers would subject themselves to, you know, missing out on someone that's a dynamic running component for special teams like Raheem Blackshear. You know, ISM to me last year showed that he's decent, but he's not explosive as a punt returner, kick returner. Raheem Blackshear multiple times has done that. So I think it would be malpractice if we let Raheem Blackshear go, don't re-sign him, you know, because he's also a component in the run game, which if
Hmm.
Canellis is smart, he'll utilize him in both of those instances because he's an explosive guy, he's quick, he's shifty, and you know, we're
Catch
deprived
out the
of
backfield.
we're deprived of talent in a sense because we haven't seen what we have yet in anything else. So I wouldn't let Raheem Blackshear go at all.
Hey,
I
Yeah.
think
PPP.
Hey,
Hey,
hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on a second, real quick. Hey, Tim Bihiv, how you doing, man? What's up? Welcome to the show, bro. Can you can you hear me?
Is he on?
I couldn't hear
Yeah,
PPP, so I
Oh,
I
you
don't
can't
know
hear
what's
me?
going wrong.
nah, I hear you
yeah, we
good,
can hear you.
PPP.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, let me
No, I don't
put him
think
off
Bill.
and get
I
his
don't
stuff
think
right.
Bill was even in studio. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got you. Well, go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
hey, I was just gonna say this. PPP, you've been at practice. Why haven't we seen Blackshear that but returning kits at practice? And we were. I know I was there. We were there 2 days, and I know
I
you see
did.
more things than me.
I did see Raheem Blackshear returning
When,
punts. Yeah,
when, when
yeah. He was
I didn't see
when
you.
the week before the week of the joint practices, and the
Okay,
first week I did see him out there returning kicks. I mean, it was like one or two, and then also
okay,
we saw that back together again as well. And I
okay.
think also at what's the thing that happened in Clemson FanFest?
Fan
I saw
fest.
him do it too. So
Okay.
you know, I've seen him out there returning them.
I,
Okay.
I digress. Hey, look. I digress. I digress.
Hey,
Hey,
so
and real
see,
quick, hold on, real quick. Hey, Will Robinson, man. Thank you for
Tip
the.
drill well.
Sorry, tip drill. Will, thank you for the $5 super chat, brother. We appreciate you. He said, "I'm late to the live
My guy.
today, but our arrow is pointing upward, fellas. Indeed, 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 indeed.
shout
We
out to
appreciate
Will.
you, big dog, as always. Go ahead, Twan.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate you, my guy.
this my last thing on the Black Shear thing, man. Just like me watching Canales and how he's moving. All right, so Black Shear's already been with 3 coaching regimes right now. You feel me? Who like I look. I'm I'm a person like look. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I say how what people sometimes really want to say out there, whatever. What like and it's not being negative. It's just like, man, like how do a coach view a situation? Man, who is Blackshear, man? I mean, Blackshear ain't no household name. You know what I'm saying? Why are we holding on to him for 3 different generations? And people, we're always constantly talking about holding on to people too long. We don't need to hold on to Blackshear. Canales is like Blackshear ain't my guy. I didn't draft him. Just like Shaq Thompson. Shaq Thompson has survived almost 5 coaching regimes. We all know Shaq shouldn't be on this team at this point, man. But we keep
I
right
don't
on
agree with
rolling
that.
guys over. We keep rolling guys over that are not making splashes. You know what I'm saying, or like that, or whatever. Because obviously, we people are gonna say, "Tom, well, we're not a winning organization," and I know that. But the reason why we stay losing is look at our habits. And one thing I do like about Canales and reading him is he trying to get rid of old habits. You
But
know what I'm
Twan,
saying? If you ain't gonna make somewhat of a difference, then why hold on to you? Keep it moving. Blackshear
but
is
Twan,
not. He ain't that guy.
As a
but you talk,
returner,
but
he is though.
but but you exactly what you're talking about when you're talking about Raheem Blackshear, we're not talking about him being a potential starter or even the backup. And to be frank, there's no running back in that running back room besides Miles Sanders, possibly, arguably, is a household name. Dave Canales don't have no ties to any of them. He ain't drafted none of them. So what we're talking about is just what Raheem Blackshear is his specialty. When you talking about third or fourth string running back, you have to have some type of specialty to make the team. Raheem, if I'm not mistaken, Raheem Blackshear was ranked in the top 5 in kickoff returns last year.
Yes, he
Somebody
was.
fact check me on that, but Raheem Blackshear was that dude when it came to returning kicks. We seen it last year and even the year before last, before he came from Buffalo. So he does has a value as a returner and as a third down back if you have backs ahead of him that go down. Nobody's saying he's a household name, but he has value to play the running back position. And I don't think deciding whether you want to keep him or not is going to be a factor as to whether the Panthers is going to be good or not because they hold on to a third or fourth string running back.
I think that's why Canales had David Moore returning kicks to see how effective he would be. I think Blackshear as a kickoff return guy is perfect for our team, and if that means he has to be RB4, like I could see a situation where Brooks is obviously on the pup list. We carry Chuba, Miles, Mike Boone, and Blackshear going into the season, and then when Brooks comes back, we probably demote Boone to practice squad. I think that's a realistic situation. I think Dylan Johnson
Yeah.
should. I think Dylan Johnson's pretty valid, man. I don't know about you guys, but I like
I
Dylan
like
Johnson.
Dylan Johnson
I
Hey,
better
like
than
Johnson
Boone
a
Nick.
lot.
I
personally.
I
like
like.
Hey, Nick, you got a good point, but CJ and myself made this point when I was with him in person. If they didn't put Jonathan Brooks on the pup list right now, you know it keeps going back until they actually put him on though that list. You know that, right?
Hmm.
mm.
So
And then
I'll use this example. Let's say they don't put him on until week 1. You know he can't come back till week 6.
I thought it was
who's
4
that?
weeks. I thought it was four
Who's that?
weeks. The pup list. I
The,
think it's
The
4 weeks.
no, it's when you put them on. When you place them on the pup list, they have to wait 4 to 5 weeks and then they're able to come back. So I'm saying if
Hmm.
they did not put him on yet, why
Hmm.
do you think they're going to put him on there? And only reason why I say this, Nick, and it's nothing to the point that you make because I agree that they should have done it. But whenever I was able to speak to the young man, I said, Jonathan Brooks, how's your health? He said, man, I'm real close. I can't put a timetable on it, but I'm very close. And when he said
Okay.
I CJ that, CJ was like, he said that. I said, he said that he is very close and he can't put a timetable on it. And the reason why I liked it is because CJ made a point to me is, Doug, you got to remember, there's no more media and there's no more public practices right now. And when you have a practice next week where there's no cameras out there, I'm not saying that
Mhm.
he's going to be full strength. I would not be surprised if he doesn't dress next week just to test out his leg in individual and not live reps yet. Tony, I
No,
understand what you're saying, but you got to remember, Dave Canales said week 4, week 5, they're ready for him to come back in the season.
Hmm. Which is the
but
logical thing to do, I think.
didn't Dave Canales also say a couple weeks ago that Jonathan Brooke was going to start the year on the pup list?
I'm pretty sure
Didn't he
he
come out
did
and say
say
that?
that. Facts. I'm pretty sure he did say that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he did. I think he did say that Jonathan Brooks is going to start the year on the pup list. Because I told CJ a while back, and this is just my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Jonathan Brooks until after the bye. That's just
No.
me. I don't.
It's
I
on
don't
me.
think
No.
we will
I
see
agree.
him
Look, I
until
agree with
after the
Tony.
bye.
I agree with Tony because the thing is this. Well, one, you know, I'm going to talk about this until I can't talk about it no more. We did the dumb thing of drafting at the number 2 slot, our injured guy coming out of college, man, when you had these other running backs that were waiting and available. But Tony's absolutely correct, man. Why even play him at all if you even have to, this season
Hmm.
because of the type of injury that he's coming off of. Look, the thing is, look, when we get good, flashy players that we see in college, guys, listen, we're probably not going to go to the playoffs this year. Why can't we just be patient and let these guys develop?
I hear you,
They
Twan.
don't
I'm
have
not.
they
I'm
don't
not.
have to. He doesn't have to go on the field, Tony. That's why I'm agreeing with Tony. He don't even have to go on the field this year. Why not just wait until he's 100%? Don't run people out there because the fans want to see him if he ain't ready yet.
Nah, but really, like
Facts.
now the ACL surgery is not as serious as it once was. He had
I
surgery back.
know.
He had surgery back in November, so timetable wise, he's about on schedule. Like August is about when he should be cleared completely. For like fully 9 months is usually the rehab now for a torn ACL. So I mean, if you take that extra, if you put him on the pup list and you give him that extra 2 months, I think that's more than enough time. That's a full year at that point. So I think that's enough time for him to come back fully healthy mentally, physically. He keeps preaching mental reps, which I like as a that matters when you're watching those guys take those reps, and it's like, all right, those holes could be
Right.
there for me. So you're just constantly looking at potential holes that could open up. I feel you on not rushing him back, but
Nick. The only thing I would ask you is this: if we ain't won a game yet,
if you're 0-10,
what's
bro. If you're
that's what
0-10 at that point,
yeah.
yeah. If you're 0-10,
I
forget
mean,
it. Yeah,
but see,
shut him down.
some people gonna say still put him on the field for
No,
reps.
don't even rush it. Don't. If you're 0-10,
You
forget
know,
about it. Yeah.
I'm saying bring if you need him and he's gonna make a difference, then bring him back. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Oh, he gonna make a
real
difference.
quick, Will Robinson, you was on the screen, buddy. I was waiting for them to finish their point. If you want to come back on, boy, go ahead and hop up. Excuse me. Go ahead and hop back in if you want to come back on. All right.
Man, we need
What
corner depth, fellas. Golly, we need
Yes.
corner depth.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
we sure
Yeah.
do. We absolutely do. Okay, hey, well, you know what? Now that everybody's on the stage, what do y'all think about Gilmore going to the Vikings? And I forgot who made the comment earlier about Adoree Jackson
Wait,
possibly being.
that's
Go
official?
ahead,
He
Nick.
went to the Vikings?
Yeah.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
1 year,
yeah.
Oh,
$10
They
million.
wow. For
got
how
Tip.
much?
$10 million
How much?
1 year,
contract.
10
$10 million.
million. Oh,
10
my
million.
Lord. Yeah, yeah.
Seven,
And
seven, $7 million guaranteed up to 10 million.
Well,
yeah,
good that
hey,
we didn't sign him.
hold on real quick. Hey, Bobby Digital, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says,
Bobby
thank you, Twan,
Digital.
for you been saying what I've been preaching for years. Stop letting old players hold us hostage.
I
Hey,
disagree with Shaq though. I know that was
appreciate
Twan
you, Bobby
point.
Digital.
Shout out to Bobby Digital. Hey, so I'll say mine first, man, because it goes along right with Bobby. Hey, look, man, I love Gilly. I loved him. I love that he's from the hometown guy. You know what I'm saying? I love the way he played. I don't think we should have let him go the first time. But guess what,
Mm-hmm.
though? We're a young team. We don't need to spend $10 million on a dude that old now. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? You know what I'm saying? That's some more money. And look, Gilly, I wish him the best, but we don't need that right now. Not the way
Nope.
we trying to build. I wish
Definitely
him the
don't.
best, but we 10 million for not for us.
Yeah. You could probably get a Dory
Mm-hmm.
Jackson for 5 or 6 then.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah. For
real
me,
quick, we got
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all hold on real quick. Go ahead, CJ.
yeah, I was gonna say real quick, we got Panther Pickle from C3. How you doing, sir?
What's
And
up,
Will
Hey
What's
Pickle?
up,
man, what's up?
Robinson
Pickle?
joining us. How
What's
y'all
up,
Panther
doing?
guys?
Pickle. What
What
up,
up, Pickle?
Pickle?
What's up,
What's
Twan?
going on?
Yeah, man. You're talking about Blackshear. Here's my thought, real quick.
Uh,
Okay,
go ahead with it.
Blackshear isn't getting reps at running back, so to me, he's not even getting reps in these preseason games. He's been healthy the last 2 games, have been active. To me, there's two things going on. Number one, they don't really like him. Period. If that's the case, why is he hanging out on the roster? Number two, which I think is highly unlikely that he's just hanging out there. Number two is they may have him set to be their primary returner,
Mm-hmm.
and it's ISM competing for the job. I know a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't like it that way,
Mm,
Mm.
but if you look at
mm,
it in that terms, that they
Preach,
may
Pickle.
value the
Preach.
returner as a primary position, so therefore
Right.
they don't want to cause Blackshear to be injured. And we need to remember Blackshear may be active in a game as a returner, and the only time you've seen him at running back is when something bad happens. We all remember He Hate Me, Rod Smart?
Of
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
course. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir.
that's where he was. You never saw him at a running back. And when you
Yep.
did, it was generally a blowout. We done lost, or
Yeah. Someone's
but
hurt.
yeah, or somebody
Call,
got hurt, and they wouldn't even let him partake in a running back the next week. They brought somebody else in. That may be what they got with Blackshear. Um, and as Gilmore, I told everybody for weeks now we shouldn't sign Gilmore if these young bucks are are trying to produce themselves and showing out. You got to give
right.
them a chance, and
Hmm
I believe not paying him 10 million was a smart idea.
I
I
Okay.
really do believe
disagree.
that. So
Go ahead,
Hey,
CJ.
Will Robinson, how you doing, buddy?
Tip Drill.
Come
Is
on in
Will
and
there?
talk to us. Yeah, he's there. You gotta
Oh,
come off
okay.
mute. All right, hold on. Give him a second.
You're probably struggling with the audio. I think sometimes when
Let
people
Yeah,
come into your new software, it's hard to figure out.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's,
All right.
did we do
He
this one
probably
though?
trying to figure it out. He probably trying to
Oh yeah,
figure
we
it
did
out.
that one. Okay,
Yeah,
my
we did
bad.
that one. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
go to your
Go ahead.
audio, like they told me. Go to your audio, turn your audio and your camera on or off. But that's how
Mhm.
y'all taught me how to do it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we okay. We are on a different platform than StreamYard, everybody.
Yeah.
So if you come over here, just it might take a little getting used to, but yeah. But
I
we
I,
appreciate
I
While
think
everybody being on here.
I
while we
thank you
waiting to
for
get
having
Will
a
on,
different platform.
I want to ask Pickle. I want to ask Pickle a question.
Yeah.
Hey
Mhm.
Pickle, so to the point that you just made, which was a good point in my opinion, when you talking about ISM and Blackshare vying for that kickoff return, punt return duty, and only being available for that particular position,
Mhm.
as it currently stands right now, when you look at the wide receiver room and the running back room, which one do you think has the leg up to make that team to be that valuable special teams player?
Blackshear. I think Blackshear's already got the job. If he
Okay.
didn't, they would put him on the field in the preseason game and compete for it. The fact
Right.
that he's not out there tells me, and in my own little opinion,
Mm,
that tells me that he's already got the job and
yeah,
ISM is competing for a job.
I
Fact.
agree. I agree. I
Fact.
If
think
you
I
ISM
listen
is
agree.
the punt
to,
Big
returner. I
facts,
think
big facts.
ISM is going to be the primary punt returner and Blackshear the kick returner.
I
Look, the
don't
way I
even
look
think that. If
My friend, I disagree. I think Blackshear is going to be the primary returner
in
at punt
general.
and kickoff,
Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
and ISM's competing for a job
In
because I,
I
general,
think
I
if
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
listen
ISM
to,
is yeah.
Can I
I
chime
think
in
if you
because
listen to
Pickle?
So we're
Dave,
gonna have a free spot.
Yeah,
Hey,
Smith
hey,
Marset might be going then.
Pickle's
he
making
is.
a point because
Oh,
Panthers
hold on.
I
Twitter.
Go ahead,
disagree.
Doug. Hold on. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, now Panthers Twitter was lit about ISM playing that much yesterday, and they were talking about his
Mm.
roster spot. Like he may be on the fringe,
If you
but
Yeah.
listen to Dave
Mm.
Canales, it sounded like he was on the fringe.
but
Yeah,
but T Money,
If ask
if
Dave Canales
that was
straight up.
before T Money. That was
if
even
you
before the press. We talking about during the game when you're watching,
yeah
I'm talking
and
about the
the team.
post, the post
I
game.
know you're talking about the post,
yeah
but during the game you can see it because one, I think it was one return, and it was like an inadvertent juke that he did. He didn't have to do it. Like if he ran straight up, it would have been fine. But
and I tell you somebody who could replace ISM
David Moore.
is David Moore. I'm
there
not a
you go.
David Moore fan. If you've ever
There you
followed
go.
me, you'll know that I'm not a David Moore fan. But I got to give the guy his credit. When they throw him the ball, he generally catches it and he's active in the game.
And
So
you know what's one thing with
Hey,
David Moore? You need a guy like him because he's the most comfortable with Canales' system in his offense. So he's going to be
mhm.
the guy
That's true.
mentoring and he's going to be the guy mentoring guys and telling them, hey, if this safety drops into the middle, make sure you break out on the post corner, this, that, and the third. He's going to provide very, very resourceful info to wide receivers. Him being there, I think he's a lock to be on the team. David Moore.
But
yeah,
Yeah, I think
it
David
but
Moore has the leg up on putt return right now, too.
Really?
isn't this what we all wanted throughout the off season, going into the
Competition.
draft and free agency competition? All
Yes,
this has breeded
Hmm.
a great conversation when we talk about the wide receiver room, the running back room. These are things that we did not have last year. Okay. And I'm glad that they haven't made any quick knee jerk reactions to release guys and let it play out throughout the preseason. Let it get as much film as you possibly can on each one of these guys. Let them practice as much as they can so you can have some kind of tape to evaluate each and every day. So when you do make that decision, you will feel good about the decision that you make and know that the guys that you decide to keep truly earn their spot. I love it.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
There
real
Hold
is
on.
quick.
somebody that
Oh,
Hey,
we
real
can
T
quick.
go
Let
Money,
me
ahead
go
and
let me
ahead,
cut
say.
Prime.
right now, though, and that's Ricky Lee.
Hold on. Oh, T Money. Hold on. Go ahead, Prime. I know you've been trying to say something for a minute. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, let me say this, man. You know, I get kind of infuriated when y'all talk about ISM because, you know,
That's your
uh,
boy. That's your
yeah,
boy.
yeah. Raheem Blackshear, ISM. And listen, man, when it comes down to ISM, he wasn't given a good hand here in Carolina with Frank Wright. The man got into the system on the offensive side of the ball late last year in the season. And, you know, it looks like the type of style that Canellis is trying to drum up is a quick get the ball, hike the ball, throw the ball. So there's going to be a lot of screens that's going to be played. Are you guys okay with Mingo and Terrence Marshall Jr. running the screen.
Well, Mingo
Like,
had a
Mingo
great. Hold
and what
on, Mingo
Mingo
had a
did
great.
yesterday, what
Yeah,
Mingo,
Mingo
but
ran
you
across. Yeah, bro,
yeah,
Mingo
right?
did
No,
some
thank you,
wild shit
thank you,
yesterday
Nick.
off the
Yeah,
okay,
screen.
okay, that's cool. He did that yesterday, but I'm talking about in the game. You need someone quick and shifty. Out of that wide receiver screen. Amir Smith Marset has that, so it would be crazy to get rid of that guy when we
Xavier
know he wants
Xavier
to get the
Leggett
ball
has
out
that too
that
though.
quick. Say what now?
Xavier Leggett has that too though.
I
Yeah,
swear
but
I was
Xavier
thinking the
Leggett is
same
not
thing.
as shifty as Amir Smith Marset, though. He just isn't.
So listen, I don't usually agree with Prime, but I agree with him 100% with this.
Okay.
Amir Smith Marset is the shiftier guy, the quicker guy. Now, when we're having this conversation with him, with these other guys that are not starting, you know, I'm saying he don't look good in preseason, but I'm saying this because of who he's playing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with Prime.
Mm,
You know, he looked way better when he was playing with the ones and the starters. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're only going to be a product of who you're playing with and playing around. He don't have the better
that's
blockers.
facts.
He don't
That's
have the
facts.
better quarterback. He don't have the better quarterback back there throwing it to him. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are just trying to survive. Marset is already, to me, already there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's just that you got to put him around the right people, man. And he's gonna flourish. I mean, like you said, as far as wide receiver screen, that's probably his specialty. He's shifty.
Hey,
I'm not
CJ and
putting
Tony.
Leggett back there and some big guys like that, man.
Hey,
Yes,
CJ
sir,
and
Nick.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I gotta be. I gotta bring my daughter to my parents, but I want to ask you two
Mm-hmm.
questions, and everyone else, if y'all want to follow up after. Out of David Moore, because we could all agree that four of the wide receiver slots are guaranteed: Deontay, Thielen, Mingo, and Leggett. Out of David Moore, TMJ, and Smith Marset, which two would y'all choose out of those three to make the team if it was up to y'all?
David
Say
Moore,
those other three
TMJ,
again.
and Smith Marset.
David Moore, Smith Marset, and TMJ.
I think
TMJ
Go ahead,
making the
CJ.
TMJ.
team, bro.
I think TM.
Hold on.
I
Hold
think
on, Twan.
TMJ
Hold on,
blocked.
Twan.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
go
CJ.
with TMJ
Oh, my fault.
and I'm gonna go with TMJ and Smith Marset.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with them too
I agree
because
with you, CJ.
is David Moore, he was with Canales last year. He knows his offense, but I agree with Prime and Twan in the fact that we don't know exactly what we got with some of these players because of who they've been playing with. We've had a just Swiss cheese of a offensive line this preseason. People getting hurt, they bringing people in. One guy came in at 2 a.m. the other night and I think played in the game last night. So
Yeah.
it's
We're talking about
it's
offensive
it's
lineman.
dry.
Yeah,
Offensive
yeah.
lineman,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
man.
offensive lineman. So it is unless, and I doubt this will happen now, but unless in the Buffalo game, they bring all the starters out for a series or two and mix and match some of these people in and let them play and see what they can do. I don't think we're going to get to see what some of these cats can do, and which
Mhm.
may mean some of them will be not here. So go ahead, Tony.
I'm gonna say. Well, let me preface this by saying this at first. I remember when David Moore the first time came to Carolina as a free agent, and he didn't make it through the preseason. I don't know if people remember, but when Seattle had T.J. Lockett and Doug Baldwin and those guys, David Moore was wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 behind those guys. I remember one game that Carolina played against them. David Moore had like 2 touchdowns. He's a pretty good wide receiver. The same time he was in Seattle, he was there in Seattle with Dave Canales.
Mm-hmm.
So back to what you were saying earlier, Twan, like Dave Canales, that like these guys, Dave Canales didn't draft. He don't have no relationship with them. Well, he has one with David Moore from Seattle to Tampa and now here in Carolina. So if it was me, and I'm just thinking, if I'm looking at it just based on talent and relationships, because we all know relationships is important in pro sports. I would have to go
Mm-hmm.
with David Moore and Terrence Marshall Jr.
But Tony,
Exactly, Tony.
He
Definitely.
What I'm
said,
saying.
but Canales said he don't have no attachment to none of these guys. Now we know that's a lie as far as the people we drafted, but that's what he
Right,
said. If you're gonna
right.
quote him, quote him.
But I
Yeah, but
think
Well,
look,
now,
Yo, yo,
but real
I
quick,
think
Real
in
quick, I was
fairness,
just gonna say, Rashawn Penny was a guy that Canales was. Granted, he retired.
in Seattle with.
Familiarity. Damian Lewis, familiarity. David Moore, familiarity. So there's
But
three
not
guys he brought in that are all familiar with the Dave Canales
and
and
Go
being
ahead,
and the
around
two
Prime.
him.
tight ends and the two tight ends. The
Yep.
two
Yeah,
tight ends that
Morstead and
Carolina
Hollister.
brought in.
Yep.
Yeah, both was
Yo,
with them in Seattle.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Mm.
Yo, and
Hey, hold
also
on,
like,
Prime.
oh, I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
Prime. Hey, T Money, go ahead. I know T Money been trying to make a point. Go ahead, T Money.
I was gonna say I
Oh,
think he that's exactly how Canales feel is the opposite of what we said. When
mm,
somebody said they not sure of what we have in David Moore, but we sure what we got in ISM, I feel like Canales feel the opposite. He's sure
Yep.
what he has in David Moore. He not sure what he has in ISM.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
If I
yeah,
can add, for all that ISM is hyped up to have, he did get let go last year. I think it was last year by Kansas City, and they didn't
Yeah.
have any wide receivers. So, um, and to answer that question, I think it's going to be David Moore and TMJ because it's TMJ. He's improved. Yesterday, if you watched the film and you watched it yesterday, something on the sideline, he had TMJ had his arm around the head coach like in a
Talk
bro
about
hug,
it.
or
Yeah,
leaning
did you
against him.
see that pickle?
And
Talk about it.
yes,
Talk
and
about it.
TMJ's never been that close to a head coach since he's
Facts.
been here. So I think Canales has
Facts.
connected to TMJ, and I think he's going to bring out the best. I think at the end of this coming season, I think people are going to talk about re-signing TMJ.
Hey,
well,
can
well,
I add
Mm.
to this?
Hold
I
on,
was
Duck.
like,
Duck, Duck,
go,
hold on.
go
Hey,
ahead.
Prime, go ahead, boy. You've been trying to make a point for a minute here. Go ahead, Prime.
yeah, no, it's cool. I'll be real quick. So I gotta disagree with Panther Pickle, because when you go back and look at the Kansas City Chiefs when they let him go, and beat writers for the content creators for the Kansas City Chiefs said they didn't want to let ISM go, but they had a
Facts.
stacked wide receiver, room. So it's actually the
Mm-hmm.
Right.
opposite. They didn't want to let that dude go. But and the one thing I'll say about David Moore is this. I don't know how long Deontay Johnson's situation is going to last, but here's the thing. You need someone that's going to be able to take the top off like what Deontay Johnson did. It's not going
Mm,
to be Adam Thielen. It ain't going to be. I don't think ISM is going to fall into that role because I think he's more of a quick game type of player or whatever. Even though I think he can do that, I don't think they're going to have him in that capacity. So I think David Moore, quick, fast, can kind of pull the defense, pull the safeties up, so the underneath crosser routes can happen. Just in my
mm,
opinion, just thinking about it, because if Deontay Johnson growing injury, because we just saw a growing injury last week last year with Sanders. You're
mm-hmm.
not as shifty as you want to be. So you need someone that's going to be able to fill in that role, as what Deontay Johnson was. So I think you probably keep David Moore. Now, I've seen some people saying we may keep 7 wide receivers. We might. We
We
just
might.
might. I don't
It
know.
wouldn't
But
surprise me.
it would be beneficial to keep David Moore if we have to, fill in for Deontay Johnson. So I'll leave my mic right there.
Okay.
Well, I know ISM ain't going nowhere. I'll make a friendly bet with anybody. No money, no money. But if we can make a friendly bet who gonna stay, I, ISM is solid. I'm telling you, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, he ain't
He's
going
solid.
nowhere.
We just keep seeing him in. Look, we don't see him in the best situations, and even in the worst situations, every pass that was thrown to him yesterday, he caught. That's step number one.
Yep.
I think
He
if
only
you
got he
listen
only
to
got three
Canales,
passes, didn't he?
I think if you listen to Canales after the game, it's like
Yeah.
it sounded like I'm trying to give ISM every chance to make the team, and he just not cutting it right now.
It did
Because
kind of sound like that though. It
they
did.
asked him specifically about why did
It
ISM play
did.
so long, and he
Hey, can I
said we're
make
trying to give him every opportunity that we can give him in every situation. So to
Go
me,
ahead,
it
Doug.
seemed
Oh,
like
sorry.
that's who he the most unsure about.
Mm, okay.
Hey,
But
can I
that's
Go
not
make
ahead,
fair
Doug.
for Canales to say. No, I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't think I was gonna say was seeing TMJ. Um, I think Thursday he solidified his place on this roster. I think he was on the fringe, and he really brought the energy to this team. He really brought the energy to this team. On Thursday, again, you can ask CJ. We sitting there like, and I know I was talking to Prime. There was no energy on the Carolina Panthers side during that practice, and it was like you needed another content creator. Was like, we don't have a Cam. Trey Boston was
Mm-hmm.
out there trying to get the guys like loose. It was nobody that really brought the juice, and you needed somebody to take the temperature to a different level. Even after he did that, Terrence, you know how players say, "Oh, I made a play. I'm a kind of sit back and chill." He took it up another level after that,
Yeah,
and
he
that's
did.
something that I think one thing I like where Dave Canals was saying once he got the job, I think it was either Sheena or Vashai that asked him about TMJ. He said, I know about the young man. I heard he hasn't got an opportunity. He has a clear bill of a clear bill with us coming in here. And I think
Uh,
Dave Canales and them gave it to him and he just shown it. I understand what he did the first game of the Pacers, but what he did on Thursday showed me if he can translate what he's done in practice into games, we may have a wide receiver that we thought we had when we first drafted him.
To
Okay.
me,
Mm.
coaching staff wide, TMJ probably been the most hated on player I've seen since Josh Norman.
Facts.
Remember at
Mm.
one point
Yeah.
Ron didn't mess with Josh
Mm.
Norman, and we
Yeah.
had that was the year we had the super old corners.
Oh,
You talking about Pat Tillman?
No,
No, not Pat
yeah,
Tillman.
Ron Harper. Was it Ron Harper?
Drayton
Not Ron Harper.
Florence, Drayton Florence, and Antoine Kaysen, and all of them that he was playing over Josh Norman.
Uh, yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a minute.
so the thing with TMJ to me is this. He's looking. I don't want to say he's looking like he looked in college, right? Because it was dynamic in college. But
Mm-hmm.
just maybe this dude had got with some guys, talked to him about his future, and maybe he got real serious about football because that's what it's looking like. Other than the stuff that the coach don't like. But when I think his reality hit when they said go out and see what team wants you. We'll let you go and do whatever. And nobody came calling. I think he really had to do some soul searching right there. Like I can really be out the league and not be playing at all. And then we
Mm.
start seeing him showing up to all these practices, working out or whatever. Like we never seen him before. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking like
Right.
he's enjoying football again.
I hope
It could.
so.
Hey, very well could be. The
Yeah.
very
Okay.
well
Hey,
could be.
well, you know what? Let's go
And
ahead and
maybe it took
let's go.
Canales.
Yeah, exactly. It may be, but let's go ahead and pivot. All right, because we're going to talk about the joint practice something we hadn't talked about it here on Two Fans yet since it was over with. Okay, now I was there, Doug was there with me, Prime was there. Um, to me personally, it couldn't have went it could have went better, but I think it went for our fan base. Well, for I say half of our fan base, it went as good as it could. It wasn't like a complete, they didn't go out there and lay a total egg, as far as the offense. I think the defense did, what they could do. We didn't have Clowney out there, coming off the edge, but they were snapping the ball. Bryce was making his reads. He was throwing the ball. He was getting it out there. There weren't any turnovers. The defense picked off Aaron Rodgers, 3 times. And then we get out here in the game, and I know it was the backups, but our quarterback was only sacked once. No turnovers on that. But let me get back to joint practice. But do y'all think that the Panthers did what they need to do in this joint practice? Does it make any of y'all feel any better about the starters not playing, or you feel any worse, or just unbothered?
I'm gonna go last. I want to hear somebody's take.
All right.
Yeah. So I think I may be a little bit more optimistic than your take. I think I actually enjoyed everything that I saw on a training camp. I think the only knock that I probably do have is the fact that it was just one day. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I would have.
Yeah, last year was two.
Yeah, last year was two. I would have wanted 2 days or so, just to kind of get a feel to see if that, because we saw some Jets content creators, and they had a podcast for their old players where they said
Mm-hmm.
like the Panthers surprised them. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like how it was last year. So
Bully got
maybe
bullied.
yeah. So maybe the next day, if we would have had 2 days of practice, it actually would have been, a little different, compared to how it was the first day because, it's almost like that game of Madden. You play
Mm-hmm.
somebody, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, snap. Let me get my get back, and then you win that game. So I would have
Yeah.
liked to probably see, another day of practice, just to kind of get a feel. But from what I saw, I did enjoy it. Bryce Young looked pretty good. He looked a little bit faster than he did last year. I enjoyed what the defense was doing, even though Aaron Rodgers, did get off a couple touchdowns. Um,
Mm-hmm.
He threw
when
3
you
pits though. That don't
he
matter. He threw 3 pits.
yeah. No, he didn't. He was visibly upset.
Yes.
With those picks and with those fumbles as well. But I think that the juice was there early on the defensive side. I don't think it was over there on the offense until TMJ did what he did. But the
No,
defensive
hold
side
on,
was
hold on now. Well, my bad, PPP. I
no, go
apologize.
ahead. No, no,
No,
no.
I
Go
would
ahead. Go
say
ahead.
that's not true because you
Calm
got
down, Doug.
look. Hey, I would say this. CJ wanted to knock my head off a couple of times. I'm on the bleacher. I'm surprised he ain't pushed me down. And I would say the person name because I don't like saying people's names that aren't on platforms. Rashad from PNP and myself. When I said we was the height on the stands, whenever Bryce threw that ball to David Moore, that's when the juice started. But then when he tried
Yes.
Sauce Gardner on that first 11 on 11, I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, whoa, like that's your first play that you go after a top 3 corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would that's the only reason why I stepped in when you said the offense because it was like, okay, you had a good period. Let's see if it translate. And it translated from 707 to red zone. And then when they did 11 on 11, like really, Bryce was on point. That was the take that we were all saying. We had what, CJ, about like 5 different content creators were all together. We
Mm-hmm.
literally
Yeah.
said Bryce was on point. And then it was a couple
Mm-hmm.
of fans in front of us that were talking like, hey, you guys, they should have had a radio in the stands because we were just so like giving play by play and just how it looked different. And only thing I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say is it was supposed to be 2 days last year. It got rained out, so we only had 1 day last year. So they're both for 1 day
Yeah.
because we're
Now
supposed
it
to be
was. I was gonna say it was supposed to be 2 this year at first, and then they switched it to 1, right?
yeah, they switched it to 1, but
Okay.
last year it was 2, but the second day it got rained out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Canales
Gotcha.
said he switched it this year because he felt like more fights happened on that day too.
Correct. Day 2, that is correct. That's
Oh,
exactly what he said.
gotcha.
Um, but me personally, I think like Doug just said, the biggest thing was to me how comfortable Bryce looked, and two, um, that game and the game, well, that practice and the game yesterday, the biggest thing to me was we just didn't look like no punks. Like it
Facts.
didn't look like the
Facts.
Jets was just pushing us around in the
Mm-hmm.
practice or yesterday. It felt like we was holding our own with the toughness. And
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Jamie Robinson fan in coverage, but I do like that about him in his run stopping ability. Is he's never scared. He's gonna come up ready to hit every time.
Okay.
I'll say in practice he was getting burnt, but what he showed yesterday, T Money, I definitely appreciate it. And I
Yeah, he
and I
can't cover.
know that
He
you
can't
don't
cover.
owe me
But
anything. Yeah,
he'll
you don't
thump
owe
some.
me anything, but it was good seeing him do what he was able to do.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And me
Anybody else?
personally, I like
Oh,
Dylan
go ahead.
Johnson over Mike Boone, but that's just me.
So let me explain the Jamie Robinson thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Twan, no, I'm a mess with him.
Uh,
That's the reason why. Go ahead, Twan.
now, I just got to give you all a better understanding of why, because you guys are correct. Jamie ain't the biggest cover guy, but that's when you're in the NFL. I mean, that's what they have to develop you into, though, right? But the thing was, if you watch Florida State film, Jamie Robinson he covered well in college. He wasn't the best, but his claim to fame was they constantly moved him around, and they constantly sent him on safety blitzes or corner blitzes. Like he cheated up a lot. Carolina don't let him cheat up. I'm
Mm.
telling you, if you go back and look at it, I think the dude was in the backfield a lot. They let him cheat
If
up. You know what I'm
if
saying? And like, and we don't already don't run a bunch of blitzes like that or whatever. But I'm trying to tell you, bro, Evero is a beast to me right now of a coach. You know what I'm saying? And I think Evero gonna figure it out with him, and they're gonna figure out what to do. But for right now, if I could say, be patient with his covering. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because his specialty is those safety blitzes and that mid range. You know what I'm saying? Norvell always let him cheat up. You know what I'm saying? But
mm,
they should have got him more prepared for covering in college as well. So I will agree with y'all. He's not the greatest cover. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta train him on that so he can get better. But my thing is,
He plays.
if you recruited him and you watched his film and you saw what he did best, then why are y'all utilizing that?
Hey, that
Yeah,
PI on
he
him yesterday was a BS call. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
That
it
PI
yeah,
was
was.
a call.
yeah.
he
Yeah,
definitely plays better close to the
Yeah,
line of scrimmage. When you can get him uh covering
yeah.
running backs out of the backfield or a tight end down the seam
He
or
gonna
a
crush
shallow
him.
cross or stuff like that. Yes, because he's very quick twitch. He twitched up. You know what I'm saying? He has that aggression. But when you talk about covering a shifty or wide receiver or something like
Yeah,
that, putting him in the secondary
that's not
or
his
like
expertise.
a one high single position, one position, that's not his cup of tea. That's his weakness.
But
Hmm.
look,
Hey,
applause to y'all, man. That means y'all been watching. Applause to all of y'all because y'all caught that. You know what I'm
hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Y'all
Fact.
caught that.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to hide it. But
if
y'all caught
if
it.
I'm
But
a
one
big
thing
one.
I'll give Dan Morgan his credit on from this week is it has made me feel so much better about the Trevin Wallace pick.
Yes.
yeah,
Can I
Yes.
talk about it? Can I talk about
Yeah.
it? 'Cause I hate saying this. You remember whenever we did the Tony? I'm looking at. I know I don't got my camera on because you're gonna be mad at me what I'm doing. I'm multitasking, big cuz.
got the way he
But
playing
Uh,
NCAA.
yep. Look,
All
look,
the
look,
time.
real quick,
All the
real,
time.
real quick.
Every single
Wait,
damn
that damn
time.
playing NCAA on.
Why
Um,
you do that, Doug? Why you do it?
I
Don't
went,
get don't
You
I
get
went,
that
said it
man no
I
immediately.
went
ammunition.
I wanted Tony to pass out. That's the reason why. Look, he ready to pass out.
I'm
Hey,
gone. I'm gone. Cut my camera off. They done made my night for me.
Go ahead.
um, Trevin Wallace. A lot of people wanted Peyton Wilson. And when we did
Oh
it, y'all
God.
remember when we did the live right before the draft?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we talked about the top 30 visits. And a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know about Trevor Wallace. I said, one thing that we have to pay attention to is they're gonna draft a lot of players from this top 30, these top 30 visits. And lo and behold, they did. One thing that I did like what Dan Morgan said is he said Trevor Wiles is very raw. But he said once we get our coaches in their hands and they're able to place hands on him and they're able to mold him, you're gonna see how quick he's a learner. Again, it was a blessing that Shaq Thompson went down. I think I said this on Pickles space yesterday on Twitter. If Shaq Thompson never went down, I don't think we would be able to see the progression and the growth that we're able to see in Trevor Wallace.
Trevor Wallace.
Yeah.
Yes, so far right now. And
Don't get
one
me
thing
started with Shaq.
says, "Oh,
We
well,
got to
I'll
get
say
off
this,
that hate on Shaq. We have asked Shaq to do some crazy things in Carolina.
but I will say this.
No.
I will say this. The
We
reason
asked him to
why
play nickel one
Hold
year.
on. Hold on, Team Money. Let Doug finish. Go
Oh,
ahead,
I'm,
my
Doug.
fault,
I'm
bro.
done right here. I really think he will play in certain packages and start because when I say a rookie, and I know it's happened before, but when you have a rookie pick off Aaron Rodgers the way that he did that pick, it was like almost like an experienced linebacker that's been in the league for more than just a year to recognize the play recognition and pit Aaron Rodgers off. That's all I got.
Mm, mm. Go ahead, Team Money.
Oh, I was just saying I don't like the Shaq hate because we've asked Shaq to do some crazy things in Carolina. We had a
We
whole year
have.
where we said, "Hey, Shaq, play nickel corner." Like we we've done some crazy
But he
things
was
when it
a
comes
safety,
to
Hey,
like
that.
like
hey,
but he really
please.
was not a linebacker. We made him a linebacker. He's a hybrid safety. If you know what that is in college, it's basically a person that is a mix between a linebacker, a safety, and a nickel corner. And he was
That's what
It,
always
Jamie Robinson is, yo. I'm glad he just
That's
said
what he played
Twan,
no,
yesterday.
Twan,
no,
Twan, you took my
no,
point.
Okay,
Twan.
okay, but here's the difference.
That's
Here's the
exactly what I
difference.
was getting at.
I'm trying to tell y'all,
Here's what
bro.
I'll say to that, Doug. Here's what I'll say to that, Doug. Jamie Robinson can't do it, and he's probably what 25, 30 pounds less than
Lighter.
Shaq. You can't expect
Yeah.
somebody that big to be able to play nickel corner.
Okay, so
No,
Jamie
man.
Robinson about 190,
hold on, real quick. Can I throw a
195.
name out, Tony? Jeremy Chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was Jeremy Chin major downfall? Like his major flaw? He
Coverage.
well two
They had
really.
no skills after
He
that
couldn't
freshman.
cover. He couldn't cover, and he couldn't process quickly. Those is
Yeah.
two major downfalls. Anytime you put him back there in the safety position, whether it's free safety or strong safety, his processing was below average, and his what did I just say? His
It's
processing
an
and
old
his
man moment.
I had a brain fart. Yeah, I had a brain fart. But yeah,
You
Slot
said
yeah,
his
receivers are
processing and
cover,
his
good,
cover,
and
covering
they
and
I'm
his
understand
sorry,
the
covering.
way
cover.
Shaq
Yeah.
Thompson go
Yeah,
guard slot guys.
but they did the same thing with Shaq Thompson that they did with Thomas Davis. Thomas Davis when he came out of Georgia was a safety. He was made into a linebacker when he got to Carolina because of his tackling ability and his aggression. When Shaq was at Washington, Shaq played running back, he played safety, and he played some linebacker. Okay, I think one year he was like second on the team, second on the team, leading rusher, playing running back at the
He was a
University of
better running
Washington.
back than he played defense to me.
Yeah, I
That's
think
just
so.
me.
I think so. If you go back and watch that tape of that
Yeah.
1 year when he was primarily playing running back,
He could
Shaq
run the
was
ball,
getting
bro.
off,
Yeah.
but he had the same size that Thomas Davis had coming out of University of Washington, like Thomas Davis had coming out of Georgia. Short tackler, aggressive with speed, and was easy for him to make that transition to off ball linebacker. And that's one thing that's something me and CJ have been talking about for a while. If you want to get the best out of Shaq Thompson, get him in an off ball linebacker position. Don't have him on ball. Don't have him playing the true middle linebacker position. Now that we have Josie Jewell, someone that can come downhill, fill the lanes, a downhill thumper. That's his game. That's not Shaq's game. Let
Mhm.
Shaq cover the running backs and tight ends and things like out the backfield and blitz coming off the end. That's
Mhm.
where I think Shaq make his money at.
Hey, big cousins,
So
I got to
look,
hop off, man.
That
Hey,
and
Twan.
Thomas Davis
well, no, 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 no,
are very.
no, 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 no.
Hey,
Do not
Twan.
let Doug,
Hey, Twan, it was
Doug, do
good.
not hop off. Doug, do not hop off without finishing what you were saying.
What?
You finish up that Jamie Robinson. You finish what you were saying.
Look, Twan gonna give me a hard time because I gave him a hard time because of the ACC. You know how I feel
Yeah.
about Florida State. That's the reason why I be giving you such a hard time.
No, 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 no. I'm saying you were saying something good. Like you was talking about like how those guys inch up. I really, really, really think they got JR playing out of position, man.
Yeah,
They
I
really
really
do.
would like. I would say this: if he, it's
So
hard.
what?
It's
Go
no.
ahead, Doug.
I'm just gonna say it's hard for like Shaq, for Chin, and for Jamie. We don't have the right defense for their particular physique, statue, and play. Even though they're all measured up different, they all have the same tangibles as each other. And for Jamie, like you said, one thing that we said that was good was Jeremy Chin. What he played better when he was closer to the line of scrimmage. What does
Yeah.
Jamie
Right.
Robinson do well? Closer to the line of scrimmage.
He
What does
likes to
Shaq do?
cheat. Yeah.
Whenever Shaq is not in the middle and he was able to play on the outside when you had a Thomas Davis and a Luke Kuechly, he was great playing on the outside on the line of scrimmage. So when you have a 3-4, it's kind of hard to disguise their weakness because they're not at their strength in a type of scheme. That's where I say if we're in
Mm.
a 4-3, it's more easier to actually play to the strengths of a Jeremy Chin, a Shaq Thompson, and a Jamie Robinson. But
Man.
what?
Hold on,
And
Quan. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this
no,
question, Quan.
and that's why I love Doug, man. And that's why I love Doug right there. That boy's on
Hey,
point,
Quan.
man. He
So you said that Jamie is playing out of position, what position do you think he should be playing? What position do you think Jamie Robinson will flourish in?
I think they need to. Now, Doug, you tell me if you agree. I think they should make him a hybrid and let him travel.
You can't. You
Mm.
can in the 3-4. You can't.
Yeah, I
That the
know,
scheme doesn't fit.
They
But
would
if
need
you're
to
doing
and
play.
four
and
They would
three,
and,
need.
and that's
They would
and
need
that's
to play
what
either. They would either need to
that's
play
why I was
4-3
saying,
or defenses with 3 safeties.
got you, and that's why I was saying that. What's up, Doug? Knew what he's talking because it's like it's hard to let Jamie really get off in the 3-4. He
yeah,
didn't run that shit in Florida State.
yeah.
Mm.
Like
So my thing is,
I'm
if you
another
look at
thing.
his tape, why are you not playing to his strengths?
Look,
Like
look.
letting him
I'm gonna
cheat
do
up.
this thing, Twan, and I'm gonna give Tony. I'm not gonna take all the credit for this tape because Tony said it, and I agreed with him, and we elaborated on it. Cleveon Chase is going to flourish in this 3-4 scheme. When he was at LSU, he was not a 4-3 DN. He was a 3-4 outside linebacker slash DN. And Tony agreed that the scheme that he played in the Jacksonville Jaguars did not help the strengths of the young man. Whenever you want to put and draft a player and you bring them in, you have to look at their strengths and not try to
Yeah.
mold them into something. Yes, that's where it comes
Right.
to the game. But the problem is if a person is not great at what they're doing or what you want them to do, that's the reason why Jeremy Chin did not flourish here and he got traded to a 4-3 defense and a dead
Right.
offense where my brother
Louisville
is
too.
a
Louisville
where my
too.
brother is a Commanders fan, and he was like, "I'm hearing Jeremy Chin's looking great." I hated him saying that is because I knew what's going to happen because the scheme
Mm-hmm.
is the right scheme for his strengths. That's the reason I'm saying when
Facts.
you draft these players, you have to draft players that fit your scheme, and that's the reason why I say this particular draft on the defensive pieces are interchangeable because I don't believe Evero's going to be here next year. And I do think these
That
players
part.
that we drafted can be interchangeable parts. If you look at the free agents that we brought in, we really didn't give like 3 or 4 year deals. They're 1 or 2 year deals based off of the scheme. And if we hire within or bring somebody in, Jadeveon Clowney, he's played outside linebacker and he's put hand in the dirt 4-3 defensive end. You look at Cha Smith Wade, he can play inside and outside. You look at Trevin Wallace, that's just a bulldog linebacker. So
Mm-hmm.
again, when you
Yeah.
look at it, when you bring players in, you have to match the scheme, and that's one
Hey,
thing you have to look at. When we had Scott Fitterer messed this team up because of the coaches that we had, all the way from Matt Rule. Even though he did not hire them, we are matching up players for schemes that are no longer here, and now you have to play fiddle with the fingers to figure out does this player fit in this
Mm.
particular scheme.
damn, bro.
All right, Willie
Hey,
Wade
hey,
Cap. Damn.
hey, Doug, hey, Doug. Now you pick that. You take that mic and you drop it.
For real. Go ahead,
For
Doug.
real.
Bro.
Yeah.
And going along with Doug's point even
Hey,
more.
T Money, hold on real quick. I'm out of here, man. I gotta call the missus, man. She didn't call me. Hey, big cousins, y'all already know. Much love to y'all. Twan, Mr. Pickle, T Money. Chat.
Yes,
Again, if
sir.
you are new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're new over there listening on Twitch, definitely make sure that you hit the follow button. And again, like my big cousin Uncle Jerome say is keep pounding, man. Love you guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Peace, man.
Go ahead,
So
T
I
Money.
just want to say, okay, team.
I was gonna say, going along with Doug's point, I think that's part of why Icky looks so bad. Is that I don't think Icky fit the Frank Wright, Thomas Brown scheme of offense.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So
Facts.
can I?
More
Can I?
so.
Then he just fell off, like everybody was trying to say.
So can I say
Go ahead,
something to
Twan.
wrap all this up and just bring it home?
Go ahead, bro.
So is I love when we get around in these great football aficionados when we talk and talk about football, like not just the X's, like when we talk about the X's and O's and not just the hype, you know what I'm saying, and who we like. It's a beautiful thing to talk about the X's and O's. And one of the things I've always said is when you go drafted, you don't always have to necessarily go get the flashy guy. You have to go
Mm-hmm.
get the guy that fits,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if you know you're gonna be running a 3-4 defense, or a 4-3 defense, man, I'm just gonna pick the defensive side of the ball because that's where I played, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
know that's what you're gonna be running, right, then why would you go get a guy that didn't play in the defense that you're going to go run? Go get the best guy that is going to play your defense the correct way, where it's little fall off, where it's little you have to teach him and change the terminology up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
when these guys look bad and we go after them like, oh, this guy sucks or whatever, it's because he's playing in a system that he never played in his whole life. You know, and
That's
then they're
fact.
gonna wait till he turns pro to try to switch his style up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
if Evero, that's why I believe in letting coaches, specialty coaches, pick their own guys in drafts. When it comes to the defense, you should have let Evero make his own picks because Evero says, "Look, I run this type of defense. This is the guy that I want, that I know is going to fit in my defense. Not the guy that every Panthers fan want me to pick up, but the guy I know is going to excel in my defense." All I'm trying to tell you at the end of the day, without saying it, is I love the conversation we have right now. But what people need to know on the outside, listening in, that don't know a whole lot about the X's and O's, fit matters. You can get all the flashy guys you want on your team. It don't mean they're going to gel. But if they fit, you're going to have more success, bro.
You say you
So
saying
Twan,
saying part of it, Twan, and I'm gonna take it even farther.
Right.
It's
T Money.
who does your general manager listen to in the draft room? Because if you listen
Exactly.
to the coaches are going to talk about scheme fit. They're going to talk about, hey, this is how I envision this guy in my defense. He can play in this position.
Yep.
But if you're listening to
right?
the scouts are going off of traits. He's fast. He's strong. He does this. He does that. His shuttle time is fast. Like that's more so when you going off of the scouts. Is scouts just look at, oh, John got good traits. He's fast,
John John.
strong. he,
John.
he, he got good hands. This, that, the other. When your coaches is gonna say, "Hey, this is how I envision him in my defense."
But
But
you
let,
as a
but let
defensive
me ask you.
coach, you still have to do
Hold on.
your own due diligence. You still have to do your own due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna let the scouts bring the guys to me, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
study these guys.
Yeah,
But if
but
I'm like,
some
look,
general managers trust the scouts, and some general managers trust their coaches.
and that's what I'm saying. When you're talking football, look, man, if you ain't a general manager that really can break down all positions on both sides of the ball, it's just not to you to be making those. Like you should defer to the guys that do this.
But
Evero
let me
is
ask y'all.
outstanding. Ask him.
But let me ask y'all this: when we talking about the scouting department and what the scouts do, this and that. Now, from what I've been told by people
Mm-hmm.
that I know that have played in the NFL and also coached in the NFL and college, is that they sit down with these scouts during the off season and they're given a list of from each position, whether it's quarterback, running back, defensive line, safety, what have you, and each position coach give these guys a criteria, an outline of what they're looking for. If I want a particular quarterback and I say, okay, I don't want a quarterback any shorter than 6'2", 210. So that's the minimum. Or I don't want any running back over 6 feet and he have at least weigh 210 pounds. You know, like these coordinators, these position coaches give these scouts a outline, a list of what they're looking for, and then those scouts go out and they try to find said player. You know what I'm saying? Whether this one particular scout may be in the southeast and he may be looking for the best quarterback and wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? But he has an outline exactly what the offensive coordinator, what the wide receiver coach, and what the quarterback coach is looking for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think these guys go off on a tangent on their own and just say, I'm just gonna find the best player available, bring him back, and then you try to do what you can with him. I think they are given an outline. They're given a basis of what these guys looking for. So to bring it back, Twan, so when you talk about Jamie Robinson not
Mm-hmm.
playing the position that is that fits his skill level, was that at Florida State? And if so, Do you think that the Panthers missed on drafting Jamie Robinson because they didn't put him in a position to where his skill set could flourish?
Yeah, I mean, it's some truth to that. You know, would Jamie probably have flourished in somebody else's defense? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But the thing is, the upside of Jamie is Evero. You know what I'm saying. I mean, he's got a mastermind defensive coach. You know what I'm saying, that he can work with and
Mm.
teach him. And he's also one of the things that we were always missing in the past. Evero is also what's the word? He develops players. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So look, one of the things y'all got to know about a scout too, like that Tony was referring to. Scouts are really out there looking for the diamonds in the rough. A scout can't come back and tell you to pick up Cam Newton. I mean, I already know that. You know what I'm
That's facts.
saying? What do you mean pick up Cam Newton, man? And look,
Yeah.
the scouts is for round, the scouts is from round 5 to 7 and undrafted free agents. Those
Mm-hmm.
diamond in the rough guys is what the scouts is for. Because the big names, you already know about them dudes, man. You know what I'm
True.
saying? But
Yeah.
as far as Jamie, man, look, man, I think Evero, uh, I think his upside with him is that he's got Evero as a coach, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Jamie all world. I ain't saying he all world. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got no. I'm not gonna do this with all Florida State players anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But he when he says he's got the heart of a lion, he really does. You know what I'm saying? And the dude is gonna give it his best out there. But like we said, but if you are not giving these guys the opportunity to play in something that they're used to playing in and the best thing or whatever, then whatever. Now Evero picked Jamie, and he knew Jamie came from a 4-3 system, but it must have been something in Jamie that he saw, and he was like, "Well, I can convert that over, and hopefully that will happen. If it don't, they don't." You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
Hey,
keep it moving.
now let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Okay. So Don put a comment. He said if whenever leaves for head coach, who replaces him, we
You
don't
should put
have a
down
plan.
Everho.
Yeah, that's
He did.
Damn, dude,
Oh
that's
God.
wrong.
He did.
That's some
he said
fucked
we
Damn,
don't have a
Dom.
plan to replace former
Auto.
coach. Hey, look, then he said shout out to the panel in the chat room.
up.
Hey,
Appreciate
but
it, Dom.
hey,
Yeah,
but
clean
but
that up.
Dom, that brings me to what I've been wanting to say. Okay, so the general consensus around Panther Nation, Evero will not be here next year. Okay, that's the general consensus. It's not 100% guaranteed, but for the most part, we think Evero is going to be gone. He's going to have a head coaching gig somewhere else. Okay, so now if you are Dave Canales, right, and you're coach of this team, we haven't just say we have an okay season. All right, defense does okay. We win a few more games. Not trying to give any kind of predictions on what we're going to do, but we win more games as a team. Do you think that it would be a smart move for Canales and Dan Morgan to go out and find a new defensive coordinator who runs a 3-4 instead of just bringing somebody in who maybe runs a 4-3, and now we got to switch all this crap back yet again?
I,
Why,
Piff,
I,
why,
go ahead.
why,
yeah,
why not go from within?
yeah, I think
Go
there's
ahead,
two
Piff.
guys on the roster. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there's two guys already on staff that they have picked for that. The outside linebacker, Timpa.
Tim
I'm not
Lakabu.
okay,
Tim
and
McCullough.
Jonathan Cooley, the
Mm-hmm.
the defensive passing game coordinator.
Mm.
Uh, I've heard both of them talk lately, and both of them they were on the staff last year, and we declined interviews for them to move to other teams. Uh,
Mm,
uh, I yeah, like last year, Timpa
mm-hmm.
was did it literally interviewed for a defensive coordinator job with the Giants. Uh, a lot of
Who,
that's already happened.
LaCabo?
Yes, yes, and
Mm.
We have the defensive line coach. He's been a defensive court. I think it's the defensive line coach. He was a defensive coordinator of the Jaguars for a few years. So
Mm,
Todd Washington, yeah, the dealer Todd Wash, the defensive line
mm,
coach. Uh, so I think
Yeah,
we
yeah, it
hire
was.
from within on those, and if you hire from within, you're going to try to keep uh, what you've already built and established. Now,
mm,
I'm a long time 4-3 guy, but
mm.
I understand
Yeah.
this changing back to a defense. It's not good for the development of these young players.
There you
Uh,
go.
so I would just stick with the 3-4. And if I was going to go outside the organization, I may would consider a former head coach that may be available to run my defense.
Okay. Fact.
So
Hey,
y'all
Because
look,
y'all
I
know
hold on,
y'all
Tony,
know
real
what I
quick.
love.
B Amos, thank you for becoming a member, dog. We appreciate you,
Hey,
man.
appreciate
Shout
you,
out
B.
to B
Amos.
Amos.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, Twan.
man. Look, man, y'all know what kind of look. I ran 4-3 my whole life. College.
Mm.
To me, it ain't no other defense. I hate the 3-4 defense, bro. Cause I ain't no linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't a
Yeah,
linebacker, you know? The 4-3 defense is designed for the four guys up front. They really,
yep,
really get off. They set the tone. In a 3-4
yep,
defense, the linebackers really kind of set the tone, you know, because you got four linebackers going across. So,
yep,
you
See,
know,
the
man,
3-4 is the 3-4 is you should only be running that if you know you have an elite pass rusher at that 3-4 spot.
and
A
you got an
two-way
elite, and you got an elite, and we do, and you got an elite nose tackle.
Thank
yeah.
you, Twan.
that part.
Thank you.
There it is right
Thank
there.
you. I swear I
The
was about to say
weakest,
that
the
because that
weakest
we do
part
not
of
have.
the weakest part of a 3-4 defense is the nose tackle
It's that
and the
nose
middle
tackle, bro.
linebacker. Yes,
Boy. Eh,
yes,
Tony,
I ain't
yes.
gonna lie.
what we
Even
been
on
saying?
Madden, I move the defense and move Derek Brown to the nose.
Go ahead, CJ.
I'm
I ain't
saying,
messing
Tony,
with Derrick Brown's game.
what we've been saying about this defense all last year. Mind you, I like Shy Tuttle in New Orleans, and I thought it was a good pickup when we got him. But
Hmm.
seeing him play that nose tackle spot last year, and like no disrespect to Shy Tuttle, I'm just going by what I saw on the field. It wasn't it.
Right.
It wasn't it because you think about D tackle in that 3-4 scheme. You thinking about like a what's my man name
I
what's
still
Vita
don't
Vea.
understand why they didn't rock with McCall.
Thank God damn it, T Money boy. Let me tell
Uh,
you. Hey,
yeah,
big
I,
snacks McCall. That's what we call him. We call him
Yes,
that.
He was
yeah,
better. He was
big
I
better
snack.
than your boy out of New Orleans. He was better than who?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And
I
the
yeah.
think,
thing
I
was,
think he
the
just,
thing was,
We don't know why we do half the shit we do.
Hold on, Twan.
Yeah,
Hold on,
but
Twan. Go ahead, CJ.
we thought we were going to be okay because when they said they was bringing in Evero, and then we were talking about defensive tackles in there at 3-4. Me and Tony were like, okay, cool. We got Marquand McCall. He's 6 whatever, 355 pounds. There's your Vita Vea type anchor that's going to be at that defensive tackle spot. And then they brought in John Pennicini from I think he was with the Lions. So we were thinking like,
Yeah,
okay, cool. And then I swear it because we only went to training camp that first week last year, and I think before the damn week was over, they cut both of them. And I was sitting
yeah,
there
yeah,
scratching my head like, well damn, we don't went from 6 whatever 355 to Shy Tuttle's like 6'2", 300.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We
You
got
don't
rid of
gotta be the
Ravion Roy
most. You
too.
don't gotta be the most penetrating guy. You just gotta be able to take up blocks.
you got
Right.
yes, there you
Yeah,
go. Because my thing is,
yeah,
what does Vita Vea do well down in Tampa? That Joker draws double teams. Think back to when we had Star Latulele and K1 Shore. Star drew
Man,
the
don't get
double
me
teams.
started, bro.
Hey, Star drew the double teams. K1 Shore, what the hell
Woo,
he do? He got to the damn quarterback.
And
hey,
even that, the
that's
man.
Bucks,
why.
as good as Vita Vea is, they still drafted Kalea Cansey, who
But
I
Mm-hmm.
that's
like.
why. That's why this year it was so imperative for Carolina to get Derek Brown a running mate opposite of him, and now we have Ashawn Robinson. Derek Brown hasn't had a true running mate
Do we?
on the other side of him since he's been in the league. Now he has that guy, and I think with Ashawn Robinson on one end, on one side, and Derek Brown on the other, I think it's going to alleviate some of the stress that Shot Tuttle had last year because it was easy. It was easy for teams to run away from Derrick Brown because they knew the nose tackle position and the opposite defensive tackle position opposite of
Deshaun
Derrick
Williams.
Brown. Yeah, Deshaun Williams and those guys, they were easy to run towards. You know what I'm saying? To run at.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now I don't think you can do that same thing with Ashawn Robinson. Hopefully, we see a better version of Shot Tuttle than we did last year. Hopefully, we get to see the Shot Tuttle that we saw when he was in New Orleans when we signed him as a free agent. Now, I say hopefully loosely.
Yeah.
Right. If I may say though, if Shy Total struggles, I like to see him put T.J. Smith in the inside, see what he does. T.J.
Mm-hmm.
Smith played wild yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
Yes.
nose, I wanted to see 74 or 75. 75 is Walter Palmer. We just signed him a
Palmore.
week ago. Yeah, I wanted it. Both of them are 320 plus. 6'3" or 6'4" and 320 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I was wanting to see one of them make a bigger impact, but they were both on the line last night when the Patriots were just running away with the game. So I don't
Gotcha.
recollect they're good at stopping the run, even if they are big. So,
I ain't
but
gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
We
at
talked
T.J.
about.
Smith, he's intriguing to me.
Yeah, I like TJ.
Okay.
I had
Yeah.
him in my notes from yesterday's game too.
Yeah.
He was the one that had the sack last night, didn't he? When he
Yeah,
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 straight
Yep.
up
he was running, running,
Yeah.
running him folks down. I didn't know a big
yeah.
man move that fast,
he
or
had
you
a
don't often see
deflection
that.
too.
Okay. Oh,
He
Walter
got some.
Palmore from the
Yeah.
UFL, the Michigan
Walter
Panthers.
Palmer.
Thank you,
I like
Alfred.
Oh yeah.
I like Derek McClendon out of Colorado last night too. Yeah, they took his sack away.
It took it
Uh,
back. Yeah.
but
He's had a
he
sack in
looked
each
good last
game.
game and the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of
But the
Prom's
bad thing
kids.
is, he's like fourth on the depth chart though. And I will say this: Derek McClendon. Whenever I was at training camp and I sat on the general admission side, I guarantee you, every day Derek McClendon was the first one out there, and he was going through his drills every single day. And I ain't gonna lie, when I saw him show up fourth on the depth chart, I was like, damn, I hope that changed pretty quick because you can
It'll
see.
shake.
Yeah, he puts in the effort. He puts in the work, and I would say, shout out to him real quick. 'Cause like I said, I saw him every single time I was over there. He was always the first one out, working, trying to get better. So yeah.
Hold on. Hold on
Is
one
it?
second. Hold on.
Uh
This
oh.
Ashawn Robinson is not good. CJ Hill, I'm not going to give that a response. You gonna have to come on. You
But you
gonna have to
doing it though.
click. No, I ain't
Exactly.
giving no response. I'm not giving no response.
Yes,
All I'm
you
gonna
are.
say is no. I didn't. All I'm gonna say is click the link and come on, and you gonna have to justify that remark. Yeah.
Can I
Poor
tell you?
feller,
Hey,
bless his
Tony.
heart. Some
Tony? Can
people
I
are
tell
just
you something?
mentally ill.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, I ain't a Sean fan either, bro.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh.
He ain't got it.
Hey,
He ain't got it to me, bro. He ain't got
you
it.
don't think so?
I, as long
No.
as he does his job, I'm good.
Mhm.
I tell
Yeah.
you what I
Y'all
do. I
be at
kick.
practice a
I,
little bit more, so y'all
I,
able to see it. Is he
yeah,
not doing anything in practice?
CJ.
No, he's doing good, man. Hey, let me tell you, I don't think Ashawn is there to to pile up sacks. Okay. If you look at what was it, not camp
Stop the
confidential,
run
but
though, right?
yes, he is there to
Yeah.
stop. Okay, Ashawn is there to stop the run. And like Tony said, last year it was Derrick Brown and then everybody else. It was like you make sure you
yeah,
get
Mm-hmm.
rid of Derrick Brown, and not to say you don't have to worry about everybody else in the offensive line, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't that big of an issue for other teams. But
right.
you have Ashawn Robinson there, who was a guy, and I think it was one of the first not the blueprint. I'm sorry, that blueprint. That was it, and he was going up against Brady Christensen. Brady Christensen was like, "Oh man, you winded or something." Ashawn Robinson was like, "Nah, fool. I had you right there." He said, "It's called leverage, bro." He said, "I had you right where I wanted you." My thing, if him and Derrick Brown can, like we always say, Derrick Brown hasn't really had a running mate. If he can be that
Right.
person on that other defensive end spot, hold up the offensive lineman, stop the run. Like we're not expecting Ashawn Robinson to go out there and get 7, 8, 9 sacks. But if he can be a run stopper and if he can push those offensive guards back into the face of the opposing quarterbacks, and make them have to step outside the pocket, maybe have to have them step up and get, sacked by him or Derek Brown or whatever, or, scramble outside the pocket. Hopefully the back end of our defense is holding up. They can make a play. But we're not
Right.
expecting Derek, Ashawn Robinson to come in and just blow
Yeah.
the lid off of everything.
I,
But like you were saying, he's a piece to the puzzle, and I think he's an important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah,
yeah.
if I may say, Ashawn, to me, Ashawn is to stop the run and create enough force to take up one or two of the offensive line to allow the
Uh-huh.
linebacker behind him to get to the quarterback, because that's
Mm-hmm.
what a good end in a 3-4 does.
Yeah. Yep.
Man,
Yeah.
let me tease y'all a little bit though.
But Ashawn's still an upgrade of who we had last year. And if anybody says
That
he
I
part.
ain't,
agree with that. I agree
y'all
That
with
part.
that.
y'all
Yeah.
go
That
play
part.
in traffic in New York.
Go
Yeah.
play in traffic
Go play in
Yeah.
traffic
in New York.
in New York,
Let
somewhere
me,
where they
let
don't
me,
care if they run over your ass. But anyway,
Go ahead,
so
Twan.
Go ahead, Quan.
imagine if we was in a 4-3 defense. Imagine Derek Brown in the 4-3. Like somebody mentioned that with CJ.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause CJ was getting me excited over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But we all
Damn,
remember KK Short. We all remember KK Short and Star Lucha next to him, bro. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
Derek Brown with that type of guy next to him in that 4-3, bro. Bro,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
it would be a beautiful thing, bro. Derek Brown is good in the 3-4, but he will be an absolute beast in the 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Steve.
Yeah, that's Steve.
Steve. Oh, okay.
Steve, what's been
Hey,
going? Hold on,
thanks
y'all.
for the
Hold on. Go
super.
ahead,
Yeah,
CJ.
thanks for the super chat, Steve. $10
Thanks
super
for
chat,
super chat.
bruh.
Mm.
We have been looking for you forever. I think you said
Yes.
on a live we had a while ago, and I think you were coming off of surgery, and you said, everybody to keep you in their thoughts and prayers. Man, we have been praying for you for the longest. I'm so happy
Yes.
to see you, my guy. So happy
Yes.
to see you. We have been trying. Let me tell you, we have been trying to find you, get a message to you. Me and my wife have been searching all over the internet. We saw somebody on X, and we asked him, "Was it you?" And he was like, "Nah, it wasn't me." We was like, "Okay, I apologize. We were just
Yeah.
we were just trying to we thought it might have been you, but man, let me tell you, you don't know the joy that I have right
Yes.
now seeing you pop up on our screen. Oh my, yo, let me tell
Yeah,
hey,
my
I'm
heart beating a little
man,
faster,
I'm
man.
tell hey, yo,
My
Uh,
heart beating a
hey,
little
this is
faster.
all right. I'm
that's
Steve.
amazing, bro.
I'm telling you, I'm so happy you're here,
Yeah.
dog. So happy
Yeah.
you're here. So happy.
That,
Everybody, let me tell you, everybody in the chat periodically, anybody heard from Steve? Anybody heard from Steve? And we were like, no, we're still praying for him. And
yeah.
hey, man, let me tell you. Okay, go ahead, Tony, man. I can't even talk right now.
Hey, we
I
appreciate
saw
you,
you
Steve,
focused
man.
on something.
We know that he went in, he had his brain surgery, and CJ and I and family, the members of Two Fans and Stands prayed for you, kept you in our prayers, and we were just hoping to hear from you. And it been a while, we got a little worried, like
Yeah,
CJ said. So, hey man, we're glad that you're here now. We're glad that you're back, man. God bless you, man. And we're gonna keep praying for you, even in your
yes, sir.
recovery, man.
God, that's
Hey
that. Hey,
man, look, I want to
that's
say, hey,
all
look,
right.
I don't even know who Steve is, but people that know me know I work in the medical field. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing for y'all, man. And shout out to Steve for getting through that. You say he had brain surgery, right?
Yeah, I
yeah.
think the last comment
Yeah,
he
man.
sent us, he said he was recovering. He said he was
Yeah, man.
recovering, and
So
he
that's
said he
Was he
wanted
incredible,
everybody
man.
recovering or
to
going in? I think he was going
I
in.
I remember I thought he said he was recovering, but either way,
Either
either
way, he's straight.
way,
Yeah,
either way, man. Let me tell
yeah.
you, boy, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Hold on,
I'm hold on, go ahead.
You
Oh no,
got
he sent
something?
us another one. He said, dude, thanks. Okay, doing good. We're 3 months
Okay.
out of work.
Turn out
Turned
to be
out
an
to be.
abscess.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Got you,
All
Okay.
right. Well, we're
got
glad
you.
to hear it, man.
Hey, and
Hopefully,
thanks again, Steve.
yeah. CJ, reach out to you, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sure will, but I sure will. Hey, let me tell y'all, when I say my heart is full of
God is
joy right
good.
now, God, oh my, yes,
God is
sir.
good.
My heart is full of joy. I'm
All the
sorry, I know we
time.
going off on a little bit of tangent, y'all, but y'all don't know how happy I am to see Steve pop up in our chat. Because when I say we've been praying and we've been looking for him, that's what it is. Hey, thank y'all, man. Appreciate it. And look, and everybody in the chat know exactly what we were talking about. Panther Dog said, "This our Steve."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's him.
Everybody that's been following us for a while, they know that we've been looking for Steve, for quite a while. So hey, we
Yeah.
appreciate you, and yes, God is good. God is good. Okay, all right,
Can't wait to
y'all.
tell my wife tomorrow.
I can't wait to go on the other side of this wall and be like, Nelly, we found it, baby. All right. I
Alright,
don't
alright,
I can't
alright.
remember what we was talking about, man.
Twan was getting ready to say something. You was getting ready to say something, Twan, I think.
He was
Well,
talking
I'll
about
break.
No?
Ashawn Robinson and Derek Brown in the 4-3.
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing that I'm hoping. Well, okay, with two things. One
We wouldn't
thing
have had
that
enough
I'm
money
hoping
for Derek Brown in the
is
4-3.
that this offense gets a level of consistency for
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 years, meaning like Canales doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. That the players that he's bringing in to run his system can get familiar with his system and they can start running like a well-oiled machine. The good thing was we kept Ivero from last year. So this year he was able to add guys. Most of the guys that they added in free agency either played for Ivero at some point in time, whether it was Denver or LA, or has played in a 3-4 system. That these guys already know his system, know the terminology. So when they came in, they didn't hit the ground running from ground zero. You know what I mean? They were able to come in and the defense was able to move fluently. I'm just hoping that the the most successful franchises have continuity for years. It ain't no just changing schemes year after year or every other year, offensively and defensively. You have to have continuity. You have to have a level of consistency, both offensively and defensively, from your head coach to your offense coordinator to your defense coordinator. So hopefully, with this new regime that's come in with Dave Canales, even if Rivero leaves this year, and we can bring somebody in that can still keep the 3-4 defense going. Let's continue the continuity on the offensive
Hmm.
and defensive side of the ball.
Facts.
Agree.
Did
If I
y'all
may
see
say
that
that,
article that came out saying that like supposedly we switched our offense like 3 times before the preseason and
mm, under Frank
Yeah,
Reich,
I saw that.
I did
I
see
saw
yeah,
that.
that last
Oh,
year. Yeah, yeah.
like
They said the offense
that's
changed three
crazy.
times in the
Hmm.
preseason.
It is.
Like
That's
that's
crazy.
and then we changed it 3 times during the season. Frank Wright to
yeah,
Thomas Brown back to Frank Wright like that. We just put Bryce in
Mhm.
the worst possible predicament
Yeah.
ever.
yeah.
And I
Yeah,
remember saying that watching the Atlanta game, I said, "Where's all this stuff that we've been seeing in training camp? Like, where was the Lavisca Chenault jet sweeps and all that y'all were talking about
Facts.
last preseason, or the deep
right.
shots to Terrence Marshall? Like, where is that offense at? That's not what we were running once the season started."
Right. And
Hmm.
then
Right.
not just Bryce, but then you look at TMJ and he has to learn three different offenses himself. And
Hmm.
there's no way you can run an entire offense and do that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
on Ivero with Jero, he signed a 3-year deal when he got here. So if you do
Hmm.
arithmetic, next year is his last year under contract.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
And if he's hired as a head coach,
We
and I
get the
don't want to
pick.
make this a point, but if he's hired as a head coach somewhere else, we do get 2 third-round picks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. We do
Or
get
is that the
compensation for
compensation for him? 2 third round
Yes.
picks?
Yep.
it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Well, yeah. Hey, well, let me tell you, I appreciate everybody showing up here today. We're probably gonna go ahead and call this one a live. Look, I've got some more cleaning up from the from the cookout to do before the thunderstorms roll into Charlotte here this afternoon. but um, but before we get out of here, just want to say thank you to everybody that joined the panel that was up here today. What's up, Doug? You know, our third fan in the stands. You know, our little cousin,
Our little cousin.
Let me see, Willie Wave Cap. You know, that's what I'm gonna call him now, Willie Wave Cap. um, uh, Panthers Prime Podcast was showing up. Nick Tri State. I know
Yeah.
Will Robinson. He's probably still in the chat. I know
Yo,
he'll
can
probably
y'all hear me?
show up. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Each one.
All right.
Yeah, we hear you. Will Robinson showed up in the chat. What's a man named Tim that I think he had some issues. He couldn't get on here. But I appreciate everybody that show. Can't believe there's a 2 hour recap of a preseason law. Well, no, we kind of we kind of smashed in the joint practice and the preseason game, and then yeah, look, we just got to
Diggy got to
start
be
talking.
digging, man.
dig,
Diggy got to be
dig gotta
digging.
be dig. Yeah. Hey, but everybody on the panel here, we're gonna start with you, Twan Dunn. Tell everybody where they can find you.
I don't know. Like, I can barely hear y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear me real good.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so I want to thank CJ and Tony, man, for letting me come up in here, man, and talk good
Yeah,
football, man. Look, man, salute the two fans in the stands. I love these boys, man. I love these guys,
appreciate you,
bro.
Twan.
They have a high
Appreciate you, my
quality show. Pickle know I love to go places and debate, but I only go to what I think is quality. And these guys got a quality show over here. I love their format. It's a damn shame if they ain't at 2K right now. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all are
Hey,
tripping, bro.
we get there, dog. We get there.
I mean, you gotta start evaluating what type of football content you want to listen to if these guys ain't at 2K. That's crazy to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get these guys likes up, get these guys subscribes up. You know, make sure you subscribe to the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. That's my show, man. Hopefully, I can get these guys on sooner than later on
Mm-hmm.
my show. We go live Monday night, and you guys mind if I plug the show that night?
No, go ahead, go for it.
No, go ahead, man.
All right, so can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Twan. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
let me tell you.
All
Okay.
right, okay, I'm here.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Twan. We
All
got you.
right,
Go
so
ahead.
listen. So the show Monday night is Dave Canales playing a dangerous game. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
we're gonna be discussing, you know what I'm saying, him not playing the starters. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to last as a head coach. Will this get him in hot water, or is it brilliant what he's trying to do? You know what I'm saying? And next week we will be doing our 53-man roster. You know what I'm saying? So Tony, CJ, if y'all got some time tomorrow to come join us, Pickle, whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Come over tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, where we gonna discuss these topics, man. But look, it's all about two fans in the stands right now. I love these guys. I want to see these guys be successful, man. I'm gonna meet y'all at the top with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep
Appreciate it, my
doing
guy.
what y'all doing, bro. You ain't gotta do nothing different. You know what I'm saying? Let the people catch up to y'all. They just ain't
Appreciate
caught
you.
up yet.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Twan. Mr. T Money. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, this is Mr. T Money 1993. You can find me. I'm going through a little bit of a rebranding right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see the Carolina Panther Pride podcast. I'm normally the forgotten one, but I've been on YouTube making Panther content since 2013 season. So
Okay.
I feel like the
All
Mr. T
right.
Money name has taken it about as far as it can take it. So trying to rebrand as the Carolina Panther Pride Podcast.
Okay, bet.
And then on X or Twix, as y'all say, is still Mr. T Money
Twix, baby.
1923. But I
Right.
appreciate y'all having me, man.
Anytime, man.
No
I
Mr.
problem.
gotta check
Pickle,
you out, T Money.
Go ahead, Mr. Pickle.
All right.
tell everybody where to
You
find you.
can catch me on Mondays and Thursdays on Twitter, on C3 Legion Spaces. We just invite everybody. Our topics vary, but they're always Panther related.
Mm-hmm.
You also catch me on Friday Free for All. That's where
Yes.
the screaming is. So, although it's not as bad as it was at one time. So, except when Twan's on there, then everybody likes scream. So, but that's how it
You
works.
can be
So,
emotional over there.
yes, sometimes you scream and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
So, but it's all in good fun and Panther. It's all Panther related and pride. So, we
Okay.
just keep pounding and support all these podcasters out there. They work hard for their content.
Yep, man.
Facts. Yep. Go ahead, Tony. You got anything to say, bud? Said
Hey,
wherever
Hey,
the
Tony,
hell
before you
going.
go, man, look, I gotta say it again, man.
What's that?
Y'all better get, man, these guys need to be 3K by now. It's crazy to me that these guys are not in 2K, bro. Y'all are bugging, bro. Y'all say y'all want good content. Well, here it is.
Hey, we appreciate you, Twan. We
Hey, we
appreciate
appreciate you, Twan.
They love Bryce Young.
Appreciate
I mean,
Hey, I
they're
got
Panthers
called.
fans. What more can you ask for?
Hey, I got called a Bryce's the other day. Who was it? Big Q. I was leaving off of the Black Cat Panther podcast
Oh,
channel.
the Brisexuals.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
called. No, usually we get called bisexual, but he called me a Bryce's, and I ain't gonna laugh. I
Oh,
saw that and I
Bryces.
hollered. I said, you know what? I said I ain't even mad at that one. I said a Bryce's. I was like, I said I actually like that one. I said that's pretty cool.
You ain't a racist. You're a Braces.
Yeah, for real. All
It
right,
it
That's
it,
thank you,
dep-
crazy.
Twan.
it depends on where I'm at. I'll either
Yeah.
get called a Bryce hater or a Bryce
Uh huh.
sexual.
Oh,
It
they coming
depends
for
on
me
where
on
I'm at.
Twitter, bro.
On Twitter, I'm a Bryce sexual or Bryce hater to a lot of folks. On YouTube, I'm a Bryce hater. So it just varies of the company I'm in, depending on how they feel like it. So, but hey,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Tone.
But no, I don't got anything, cuz. Go ahead, take us out.
All right. So, again, if anybody is new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. On your way out, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Like the stream if you're watching us over on Twix. That's a mixture of Twitter and X, as we like to call it. Make sure you follow us over there at Two Fans ITS. We appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for all the super chats. And yeah, I just want to take us out like I usually do. Um, I'm happy to see Steve in the chat. Steve, I'll give you a call here in a little bit, brother. I appreciate you. I'm glad to know you're doing all right, doing good. And as usual, I like to take everybody out with three things. Number one, y'all be good. Number two, y'all be safe. Number three, as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding, man. We'll see you.
Keep pounding.